Okay, looks like the server just came back up. Let me make sure the patch actually went through. Perfect. Let me swap over to the right screen. How's everyone doing today? Thank you, Alan. Let me just catch up on the comments so far. Hello, Asgard. Alan, Michael, Lord Anubis, how y'all doing? I don't know. Michael. I don't know if we can use the free T6 coupons we got for this new event. Or for not for the new event, for the new ships. Okay, I am going to grab these on my casual SAB character. It needs the ship slots. Yeah, the servers just came back up. Okay, let me know if the game sound is too quiet, too low, too quiet or too loud. I don't remember what I had it set up from last time. So they did just go live with a Zen charge bonus for those that haven't seen on Discord. So it's just a standard 20% bonus. So I'm going to buy the bundle. There's she be. Look at that, 12 key pack too. That's the important part. But someone did bring up a good point. I want to pull up another client quick and just see if I can use one of those T6 coupons that we got free on one of the new ships. So give me a minute. I'm going to pull up another game client with a different account on it. I want to see if we can use the T6 coupons on these new ships. I mean, I just bought the bundle on my main account, but I may or may not have some alternate accounts. If you want to open lockboxes, open Infinity. Yeah, Alan, as part of the bundle, you get 12 keys. Yeah, Chama, the only lockbox ever worth opening is Infinity, really. Oh, I just accidentally went up to ESD or something. That's fine. Gotta wait for this to load. The server did just come out. Yeah. I need to show also that I'm live on Holodeck, or live on YouTube. Hold on. Just gonna post I'm live in the streams channel. For some reason, Discord's not showing that I'm streaming, but whatever. Yeah, I'll see if the keys can be sold. I think this is the character I got the free coupon on. I gotta go to the bank. I might have went to the wrong character on this account. Yeah, wrong character. Driz, how you doing? Stuka, I have not gone that far. The server just came up. Right now, I'm just seeing if I can buy any of the new ships with the free coupon we got. Is the stream coming through at a bad quality? Because it's giving me an error right now. It says that it's only supporting 1080p. I don't know why, because it usually supports 1440 perfectly fine. It says that it's only... Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. Oh well. Yeah, it's giving me 1080p as the option. Where's that coupon? Oh, this character might not be able to... YouTube is 1080 max at the moment. Okay. I might not be able to use the coupon on this character because this account doesn't have a... Oh, look at that. You can use your coupon to get one of these ships. Look at that, people. That could be a screw up on their part, so you take advantage of this right now if you have a free coupon. Also, what is like unplugging and plugging in here? So look at that. You can use your coupon, T6 coupon that you got free, to get one of these new ships completely free. So if you save your coupons, you know, if you save the free one you got, then here you go. Because like I have like with this account that I'm on right now, I've never like purchased anything from the C store. So this is just the coupon that they gave away for this month, the one that they gave away free. So yeah. Yeah, they might nerf it. So that's why I'm saying to all of you here right now to get in here and take advantage of this, because that is wonderful. So for this account, I'm going to grab the adamant. And I'm going to grab that for 0. Send right there. It's a nice visual for it. So, yeah, if you are just trying to do this all free to play, get in the game now and use your T6 coupon to grab one of these ships free. But that answers that question. Okay, so goodies from the bundle, obviously a T6 coupon, the 12 keys, bound to account. So the keys are not sellable. The keys that you get from the bundle are bound. Just keep that in mind. Okay, so I got the extra ship slots on this character, which is why I opened on this character. I need to grab all of the new ships now. So, Adamant, Cygnus, Lexington, and Trailblazer. I've already went over the Mirror Strike Wing Escort before. Does that show up here? Yep, they have it right in the C-store there. That's good. Okay. I'll just grab that even though I already have that on. Have the trait and all that, so... Would have been funny if this was unbound, but they made sure that was bound. Didn't have a chance to see all the console stats on 10 Forward yesterday. Yeah, I did see that they didn't have an opportunity to. Let me give me a minute to just catch up on chat here, because I have missed a few things. If anyone has any questions, you know, feel free to get them in. I will be looking at the consoles here in a minute. You thought I used the keys already? I don't have any lockboxes in my inventory on this character. But don't you worry, there will be gambling on this stream. You're tempted to make new Terran captains for each ship? Yeah, if you want to do that, that gives you something to do in the game. Howdy, Gamma. Okay, let's take a look. So they showed off the Adamant and Lexington consoles yesterday. So let's take a look at the Trailblazer console. Obviously, the passive crit severity on that will scale up, you would hope. So let me take that out of my inventory and... Oh yeah, the trait from the Trailblazer is garbage, I remember now. The console off the Cygnus... I need to take these off and go up to space, because it's not giving me the correct values. Give me a minute. Game is running terrible for you? Okay, so in space, when slotted on my ship... So, let me see what my EPG skill is at. I have 193 EPG right now, and this is giving me 12% crit severity. Let me see if I have another EPG item that I can slot I don't know if I have like an EPG exciter. This looks like trash. Okay, that'll work. Okay, so that goes up to, with 232 EPG skill, it goes up to 14.5. So if I pull up a calculator and I start... Oh, that's what unplugged. I have my numpad as a separate keyboard, so that was bugging out on me. That's what I was hearing before. So 232 divided by, what was that, 14.5. So for each 16 EPG, we get a point of crit severity there. Let me just remove that console again, see if that matches out. Let me open up another calculator. 193 divided by 12. Yeah, so it looks like for each 16 EPG skill you have, you're getting 1% of crit severity with this on. Not much, Goss. Catching up on chat, there's a lot of things here for me to read, so just give me a minute. Lurking. Sounds good, Triz. Big Papa, glad to hear that the Terran Bundle is definitely worth it. The only bundle in this game that I believe is better than this is the 10th anniversary. Wonder what it would cap out at for crit severity. I don't know. Someone will certainly figure that one out. I unfortunately do not have like a full-on EPG build set up on any of my characters right now. So with a 193 EPG skill, it gives me 12% crit severity, and as I said, it looks like for each 16 exotic particle gen skill you have, it gives you 1% of crit severity. If I right-click on it, it does not indicate that it has a cap, but, you know, it could very well have a cap that we just don't see. Yeah, 10th anniversary bundle is amazing, but I would say that after that bundle, this is probably the second best like bundle value-wise in the game. That's why I've been so excited for this, because it is a very good value bundle. Now, the Cygnus console, when we're up in space, it has a little bit of passive phaser and radiation damage on it. Gives you some EPG skill, not much. They were talking about this thing doing a ton of damage, but when I look at the numbers it has on it, I'm not that impressed, to be honest. 21k radiation damage makes the targets untargetable for, 10 seconds. I still believe that this console is just going to serve as a troll console. I don't think it's going to do that much damage unless you specifically are built with a science build. But, maybe I'm wrong. I don't have a science build set up right now, so maybe someone can go through and test that, but the damage on that does not look amazing. Let's see. Yeah, I hope that they keep up this trend, Stuka, with the bundles where they break them up like this. JJ... Yeah, I woke up like 15 minutes before the server went down, so I went over, did a couple games in warships. I'm up to the tier 9 in the Japanese destroyer lineup for the Torp destroyers, so. Okay, that's those two consoles. I'll hover over this if people want to take screenshots. Actually, I'll take a screenshot also so I can post it. Give me a second delay. Okay, I'm going to post this over on the builds Discord under new ship theory craft. Oh, Rasso's already got it. Okay. Never mind. Others already have it on the builds Discord. Okay, let me get back to the right tab. Yeah, remove DPS from a TFO for 10.2 seconds. I will pass. It is very much just a troll console. Where's the multi... I don't know what the icons look like yet, so... These are the two consoles we've been really excited for. The multi-directional, looks to be pretty pretty powerful if used in the right scenarios. This is the console off the Lexington, and then the Agony Redistributor, though, that's the highlight. That's off the Adamant. You know, not only does this thing have passives that are going to appeal to a lot of people with that plus 10 inertia rating, it's got a clicky on it that is an area of effect recursive shearing. The potential damage that this console can do is insane. This is the Adamant console, once again, the Agony Redistributor. This console, basically, if you have 20 targets around within 5 kilometers of your target, and you do 1,000,000 damage to your target, it's going to do 6.6 million damage, you know, based on how the wording is, to the nearby foes. So we need to test this console to verify that it actually works like that. But the Agony Redistributor has potential to be extremely powerful. So I'm going to beam back down and swap to one of the new ships. I just wanted to see the stats in space there. You'll get the Trailblazer when the next sale comes around. Yeah. Kigo, I'll check that here in a moment. Let me go down to the shipyard and swap to one of the new ships. Okay, so I know a lot of people are really happy for the Lexington, so let's take that one out first. It's got all this wonderful gear on it. Let's get that all off there. Oh, yeah, the new event is live, and I'm seeing in 10K that the Infected is not up. Infected, non-infected, normal still there. There's no cooldown on Infected, though. That is amazing. You keep hearing your name? Yeah. You keep hearing the Lexington? Okay, so I'm going to put that console and the Agony Redistributor on this. And I'm just going to set this up as like just a generic beam boat. Let's go. Got to have that immolating phaser lance on here so we get all the phaser goodness. Let's see. Do I have Domino on this character? I gotta grab Domino quick. This character doesn't do a ton with energy weapons. You know, let me just swap characters here. Let me go toss these keys in the bank, and then I'm going to swap over to a character that has more setup for energy weapons, because this is like my main Torp DPS character, so it doesn't have all of the energy weapon goodies. The keys in the bank. Let's swap over. Oh, I missed some notifications here. Let me check on what I have here. Stuka, thank you for the sub. Jorgen, XJim, thank you both for the sub. Very much appreciated. Let's check here. SOB. Yeah, the quad cannons do not, you can't use both at the same time, and I'll confirm that here. I was just going to do that. Sorry, I've got a lot I got to get through. They just need to be on the right character first. That would help. So gonna go for the Lexington first is what we were going for. Oh, okay. Get this trash off of it. Now I'm just gonna do a basic beam array build on this because that is, you can do cannons on this, and I mean, if you wanted to get the most damage out of this specific ship, cannons would be the way to go. This is basically a budget version of the Inquiry, but I'm just going to stick to beam arrays because that's what I imagine most people are going to use the ship with. I don't think I have a ton of phaser beams on this character. No, I don't. So I am going to go with Disruptor in this case because that's just what I have on this character. So I'm going to slap some spiral waves on it, because that's what I have. Do I not have a full set of spiral waves? There we go. Spiral waves. And I just got off track. Wow, off topic again. Let me just dump a random ship into the dry dock. And let me grab the adamant so we can see if those quad cannons stack. Let's see. ISS McKinley. So there's those quad cannons if I look for quad. Yeah, you can't run both. It won't let you. So that answers that question. You cannot run both the Agony and normal phasers, normal quad phasers at the same time. Let me catch up on chat here. Is it good to use the ship upgrades on the new Terran ships? Yeah, absolutely. Definitely upgrade them to tier 6X. I can't scroll up on OBS to read the chat. Let me go over to my browser. Eddie, I see advanced or elite. You just have to go to further down on the queue list. You can't go at the top here. You have to go and just scroll down like you normally would, and you can still do infected, advanced, infected, elite. There's still options there. You just have to scroll down on the list. Yeah, hoodwinked. That was what was announced. The only way you can get the Mir Strikewing escort is if you buy the entire bundle. That was one of the caveats to it. It's the 4 new ships that you can buy on their own. Nick, how's it going? You're not sure what to call the Lexington alt? I thought weren't you saying you were going to do the alt? I don't know who's calling me there, but let's turn the phone on Do Not Disturb. Perplexington. That's a good name. Mark. Yeah, I think 5-3 would have been too strong. And to be honest, I know a lot of people hate 4-4s, but a 4-4 ship is still extremely capable. You know, you can, if you understand what you're doing, you can get a 4-4 ship to be, you know, a very solid performer. So I'm just going to set this up as a beam overload boat, because that's what I imagine most are probably going to set it up as. And I've got this character set up with everything that a beam overload boat would need. So let's go. I am running disruptors because I don't have enough phaser beam arrays on this character. So that is one downside to what I'm doing right here. I view this really as like a budget inquiry. This ship is... It's not as good as the Inquiry is. It's basically a 4-4 Inquiry with the Lieutenant Commander Intel seat knocked down to a Lieutenant. That's what I view it as. But it's still a very strong ship. Very solid performer. I'm going to put the Agony Redistributor on. I'll put DPRM on. Let's, you know what, let's... Or I don't have the other consoles on this yet. Let's see here. Let me catch up on chat. Maybe a turret for MAS. Good point. Good catch. Good catch. Yeah, turret would be a good idea. So, spiral wave turret. Like, this isn't like a full min-max build. This is just to go take it through the content, see how it does. Dominoes here. Yeah, this is a bit of a mess of a build, but whatever. This'll get through and just see how the ship performs. Check the seating on it. Need to change this guy over to America Worker. I need to go train up America Worker ability, apparently. Omni, yeah, I could, but if you're doing a 4-4 ship, I don't have a spiral wave Omni. That's the issue. I mean, I could do... Let's see, what do I have for Disruptor Omnis? In theory, you should never need an Omni, but the real use case is you always benefit from an Omni because your positioning is never going to be perfect. So that is a good point. It's, yeah, I'll just grab these 2 random Omnis I have on here, so if I do mess up my piloting, it's not as big of a hit. Merrick Worker. What am I looking for? Narrow sensor bands. I'm going to set these all up, and I'm going to beam to space, and they will all be completely scrambled. I think most of you that play the game know that that's probably what's going to happen to me here. I'm going to run a bunch of uncon abilities on this because I have access to them, so why not? Let's go... Do I not have scramble sensors? Do I have nothing trained on these bridge officers? Sorry, just bear with me while I get this set up. You catch up on chat. If Mixu is here. Oh no. Terrible wizard. Are the Terran uniforms account unlocked? Hunter, they should be. That should be part of the bundle. Anything in the bundle should be unlocked account wide. So if I go to uniforms, Terran, I don't see him on this list, but that may just be because I'm on a Romulan character. Okay, scramble sensors 1. I'm going to set this ship up and take it through an Argala. Just level it up. I do have to note, though, that I do believe that the trait on this ship is completely worthless. I don't see there being much practical use for the trait. I also see that this is another case of me not having bridge officers trained up, apparently. So I can do... I don't even have OSS on this. This is... Everything I want is not trained on these bridge officers. That's how today's going to be. I am going to do OSS 1 and attack pattern beta 1 on this one because I want to run SAD on this. So this is going to be a beam overload setup with SAD that is triggered by the cannon scatter volley. Let's see here. Let's make this a chemo site, and then this will just be an OSS 1. It's not the best build ever, but you know, this game isn't exactly the most challenging, so you don't need every build to be, you know, super built out. The new Terran skins can be applied to existing legendary ships. Yeah, that's very nice. Well, Mark, the issue with Merrick Worker is that it's a fairly... Merrick Worker is good for most people. You know, that extra console slot is always beneficial. But Merrick Worker... I don't know, it just doesn't have a ton of useful abilities in it. You know, everyone just goes to narrow sensor bands and mixed armament synergy, and that's because those are really the only 2 powers in all of the Merrick Worker specialization that are worth anything. So having that intel combo on there is very beneficial. Mad skills, I want to have the extra debuff, and I want to run SAD with this, being SAD is part of the bundle. I do have to say, though, the ship does look amazing. I haven't taken it, you know, to the shipyard or anything yet, but I do like how the torp pod on top looks. And yeah, the build I put on this is not the best. I know. It's just something that'll get through, you know, what I take this through fairly easily. It'll be enough to get through the content. This is the fun part of setting up any new ship, is the lovely tray. So just give me a minute to get this all set up. And I haven't even, the traits have probably all reset, you know, because I think we all know how STO is when it comes to keeping things actually slotted. I'm not going to bother slotting every ability because don't need everything slotted here. And as I said, this is not a perfect min-max build. It is something that is going to get through what I'm going to take this ship through so we can see how it will perform. Let's see, what am I missing here? Jam targeting's already on. Chemosight's on. There's the new console. I think I put Agony Redistributor on right here. OSS. I'll catch up on chat here once I finish setting up this tray. Let's see. And before I forget, I should make sure evasive is actually on my tray, because I get a bit annoyed when I go and need to hit that and it's not there. Okay, let me catch up on chat here. What would you say the second best performing disruptor flavor currently is? After spiral waves, it's probably sensor linked. Charlie, I agree. There's a lot of very worthless traits in the game, and I don't think there's much value in any of the new traits from this bundle, to be entirely honest. Like, this trait off this Lexington isn't worth slotting. It's too situational. You need to have 10 targets within a couple of kilometers of you in order to even get anything out of it, and it's going to be fairly hard to maintain high uptime on it. Okay, so traits actually stayed, so I need to swap these over from my scatter volley build. I'm gonna drop Ruin. Sad on here. Okay, so I need super weapon ingenuity. I'm going to put Sad on because I got the hanger pets on, and that is the only trait in this bundle that's really worth anything. Let me go through here. Let's do preferential targeting instead of Terran Goodbye. And let's do overpowered overgunned instead of universal designs. That there should be fine. So let me save the loadout. Let me catch up on chat here. You love spending as much time setting up the ship and not using it? Yeah, I hate that. Over $100 to feel sad? Yes. That's I mean, I didn't spend any money on it, thankfully. I got this entire bundle completely free to play, so that was very nice that they put the bundle out at this price point. Yeah, the torp pod at the top does sort of look like it's backwards, but I don't mind it. Let's pop open or start up the parser. I do want to see, you know, how the ship performs deeps-wise. Obviously, though, like I said, the build I put on this is not the best thing ever, but whatever. So, let's take it through an Elite Argala. One round of that should level the ship up. Let's see how it goes. Preferential targeting? Yeah, I've got that on there, Gamma. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind on chat, because you know how fun it can be to set up the trays. Yeah, this is a Gagarin with OSS and a 4-4 layout. Yeah, it's like a budget inquiry, basically. This is how I've been viewing it. I view this ship as a budget inquiry, the Trailblazer as a budget, the Trailblazer is a budget Janeway, and then the Cygnus is a budget Kirk. Saving my buffs for the next batch of groups here.
You have entered an area controlled by looks like our fight got them to know.
Sorry, not facing the right way. Oh, there they are.
Over and ask if their boss might come out of hiding.
I mean, the torp console's nice, but I don't have a ton of targets here to use it against. Just making sure traits are still slotted. So that I hit the Agony Redistributor console off the Adamant right on that Kazon carrier, and it was just obliterating the little pets next to it. Yeah, the built-in lance on this is... I mean, I am using Disruptor, so it's not being buffed up a ton, but this looks to be the exact same lance. It's on the Galaxy X Dreadnought, which... never... I mean, it'll hit okay, but it's nothing to write home about. I did not open the any lock boxes yet. I will be opening some. Zabrat, hello. Sorry, I am way behind on chat. Let me finish this TFO. Okay, let me catch up on chat. As long as they don't release release stuff like the Cygnus trade, I don't think they would do that. Yeah, the Cygnus trade, if I recall, was complete. That's the plus 30 Control X one, right? So that's pretty worthless. The big pod sticking off of it kills the design. Yeah, I think it's mixed feelings on that. Some people like it, some people don't, but you can remove it in the tailor. In fact, after I leave this, I'll go to the tailor so we can take a look at the customization options. Steve, I already got you. Yeah, I haven't opened the keys yet. You have to buy all the Mega Muds bundles? Oh, that's a terrible thought, Shinga. The lance is entirely for spacebar being funds. Yeah, if you want a high-performing lance, you still need to have the emulating phaser lance console. The native lance, they never perform that well. Mark, for 4-4 for an energy weapon beam build, I prefer to not have a torpedo. But I know some people do. But if I'm doing a 4-4 beam array boat, I want no torpedo on usually. I prefer to just have the beams all around. Okay, let me close Discord there. I got that. Trailblazer agonized isokinetic cannon as lance. Yeah, that would have been it would have been more interesting because it's just a copy paste of, you know, the lance that you see on the Audi here. Let's go to the tailor and just see the customization options the ship has. Welcome back, Alan. But I agree with the assessment that... Oh, hopefully my mic's not peaking there. I agree with the assessment that this ship is basically like a budget version of the Inquiry, and it's a better beam array boat than the Gagarin. You know, it's not the best in the game, but it is pretty damn capable. Okay, let's take a look at the pod here. And for those that are just joining now, if you have a tier 6 coupon, the free one we got from the anniversary event, it does look like you can use those on these new Terran ships. So if you're wanting, one of these, then I would highly recommend you take advantage and use that coupon, because I don't know if that's intentional or not. The Lexington and the Adamant are the two big ones here, so it's up to you which is, better for you. I was going to go to the shipyard here and take a look at the customization options. Okay. Let's close the parser. So they do have versions without the pod. Like right there, you can remove the pod. It's even set right there as the Yorktown mirror, or you can have the Lexington mirror, which has that extra pod on it. So, it's up to you what you do, but I think that's part of the whole here. Yep, it is just part of the whole. So there is even an option on the pod to have the mirror icon on it, or the Starfleet one. So it's up to you what you do there. Renz, how's it going? Yeah, so the pod can be easily removed. It is right in the options. Like right there is the exact same appearance, just without the pod. And if you want the pod, you just have to swap it over to the Lexington hull. So that is an option for those that want it. And, there is this, the integrated phaser lance on the bottom of this hull, or the bottom of the saucer, which I do really like. And I like that they added that to all versions of the hull, it looks like. Or no, that's just part of the mirror, or the Lexington hull. Okay. So you do lose the phaser lance visual appearance if you go off of the Lexington skins. So if you don't want the pod, you also have to lose the phaser lance at the bottom of the ship. Just keep that in mind. The Mirror Janeway will be a pretty serious torque boat. Yes. The Trailblazer is basically a budget version of it's a budget Janeway with better stats than the promo Janeway. Chadwick, correct. Let me know if my mic is peaking too loud too. I keep seeing it like hit the red here. I'm gonna turn it down a decibel or two. The event should be going for a couple more weeks. It's supposed to end in early March. Ranger, I have not had a chance yet to try the Lexington console out in an infected. I will do that at some point in this, but I haven't gone to that yet. Philly Flyers, yeah, the combat cloak on the Defiant does appear to actually be a battle cloak, yes. So there was the Adamant. We've got 4 ships to cover today, so I'm not going to spend a time on each and every last ship, because I got a lot to go through. But if anyone has any other questions about the Lexington, feel free to ask, and I'll respond here. I'll stay in it for a minute. The event doesn't give event campaign progress for elites. That is unfortunate to hear. I'm going to set up the Adamant next, but I left my tier 6 X upgrades on a different character, so I do need to go and swap to that. And I'm just going to upgrade all the ships real quick. So it turns out you can put a cloak on the Lexington. Nice. Just keep in mind, though, that the cloak console isn't really that good. Like, if you have to use the cloak console, I mean, it's not going to do much for you unless you're just using it for the space, Barbie. Okay, I'm going to upgrade all these ships quick with the upgrades I got from the bundle. What was the last one? Yeah, that should be all of them. Oh, it's a bug? Okay. You can, yeah. Okay, I'm fully caught up on chat now. So let's take a look at the Adamant next. I know that is the next ship that a lot of people are very interested in. Let me go back to SOB, which has all of my energy weapon stuff really on it, so. Correct. It would work just like the Galaxy Lance, where it is... I mean, it's going to hit the targets, but it ain't going to hit them that hard. Okay, so Adamant. Let's swap over to this. And I have the Agony quad cannon sitting in my inventory, but I am not going to upgrade them because I don't think I have the upgrades for it right now. Bordicus did add the Agony quad cannons to the set with the cloaking device and quantum warhead module if you did want to use these on the normal Defiant, so that is an option for those of you that want to use that set on other ships. Okay, so let me clear the things off the ship. Let me just check chat here quick. Uniform unlocks automatically, may need to relog to have them show up. Okay. So I think the Adamant here is going to be probably the most popular ship in the bundle. Like, this and the Lexington are sort of tied. I had more people vote for the Lexington, but I think performance-wise, I think this Defiant's going to be a really good seller, to be honest. I just think it's a very solid ship stat-wise, and the secondary unlocks of it are pretty good, so... do I have any upgrades on this character? I have 16, okay. Oh, that went really easily, okay. Put that back on, we'll see how it does. I don't expect it to do well, but I could be surprised. The Trailblazer... Yeah. Lexington can't use the Odyssey Bridge. Oof. Ranger, the quads do lock each other out. You can only use one at a time. Yeah, that is correct, Jonathan. You have to choose between the regular quad cannons and the Agony ones. It's one or the other, so whatever color you like more. What's the next best Borg TFO for quick advanced run? You know, Cure's pretty fast, but that doesn't qualify for the event, so Kittimer's also usually pretty fast. Like, really, for space, your only options for the event are Infected or Kittimer. That is the issue. Okay, let me... So I'm going to set this up with a phaser scatter volley build on it. So let me grab... What am I missing here? Gonna grab the prolonged, and then let's go with sensor-linked dual heavy cannon. In the aft, I'm just gonna slot the Gamma rep phaser turret, because that's a very good phaser turret. And now to slot all the phaser consoles. Let's see, I want Domino. I'm gonna put a bunch of haste items on this, though. Things might die too fast. I'm probably missing something as I go through and set this up. Just go with it. Like, this build is just gonna go through be leveled up in a queue, and we're just gonna see how it performs. It doesn't matter if it's like fully min-maxed or not. Chadwick, I don't remember if I responded to you, but yeah, the Trailblazer is going to be a very strong performer. Out of all of the ships in this bundle, the Trailblazer has the highest DPS potential at a high level of play because of it being it's basically a Janeway clone, and the Janeway was already a very strong torque boat, and now this is an even better version of that because it's got that extra aft weapon. You do lose the cloak, but you know, the reality is cloaks bug out all the time, and only Romulans can actually take advantage of cloaks to their fullest extent, so cloaking doesn't matter for 99% of people. Mark, I don't remember if I responded to you either. I don't know if the Adamant is the best DPS Defiant in the game. You know, it's a question really of, does the flanking bonus counteract the loss of the 2 turrets aft? Does the flank bonus and the experimental weapon make up for that DPS loss? That is the question. I did see that the experimental weapon shoots out like white balls rather than what you would expect quantum warhead wise, but whatever. Goss Ranger was asking about the parser on the builds Discord. He was wondering if there was him, and I don't remember who else somewhere had mentioned that, or wondering if if any of it was on GitHub or anything. Michael, the difference between the Adamant and the Legendary Defiant is really the Legendary Defiant has a worse specialization, you know, with Pilot, but Pilot can still be used to trigger Cold-Hearted, so it's not the end of the world. The issue is the Legendary Defiant is a 5-3, and this is a 5-1 with an experimental weapon. So the question is, does the flanking bonus and that experimental weapon, you know, make up the difference? And in which case, I don't have an answer to that. That would, you know, to get a full answer on that is going to require some testing on the triple test map. You know, just comparable builds on each ship and just sit in there and shoot at things for like 10-15 minutes and see how it goes. Yes, Synthetic Good Fortune, yeah. Yeah, the warship package on the Legendary Defiant. Good point. Okay, let's set up the bridge officer seating for the ship. I'll go up to space to do that. NeoJet, how you doing? Looked like the experimental weapon was missing some of the pulse volleys. I'll keep an eye out for that. First thing you should do with any ship, turn the weapon power up. And then I'm going to dump the rest into engines. Okay, let's fix the device that already deslotted. Now there was console, or not a console, a question about the console. This console, the Agony Redistributor, the one that comes with the Adamant, this I've already talked about. It's an area of effect recursive shearing. So it is potentially extremely powerful if used right. But it should, while it does deal phaser damage, it should not be boosted by anything that boosts phasers. It should just be taking 33% of the damage you do to that main target and applying it to all nearby foes, and that's all it should be doing. It should not be boosted higher than 33% via phaser consoles. So don't expect this console to be boosted by, you know, 5 locators, because that's not how it should work. Nice, Goss. Yeah, Synthetic Good Fortune. I don't even have it, to be honest. I should go out and grab Synthetic Good Fortune. I've got the coupons to do so, but I just haven't really been that interested in it. JJ, yes, you do get ship slots when you buy the bundle. You just need to make sure that when you get the bundle, you're on the character you want the slots on. Yeah, I agree, Gamma, that there's potential for the, you know, Adamant to do really well. I just don't know if it's necessarily going to beat the 5-3 Defiant. That's something that's going to require some testing that I'll probably have to do another day, because I think Tribble is probably going to be down for a little bit. Okay, let me get the bridge officers set up on this. So setting this up as a cannon scatter volley build, I am going to run OSS. We're going to run as EMP probe, viral impulse burst, basically running all of the Intel unconventional systems triggers there, plus OSS 3. I'm going to run 2 temporal uncon abilities also, so let me find a bridge officer with temporal on it, which looks like SRO Psi 2. I'm gonna get this set up quick, so I'll catch up with chat once I have this all set up. So just bear with me. Give this guy emergency powered engines 1, emergency powered weapons 3. And let's make this middle one. Let's do Oxidamp. I haven't done Oxidamp in a little bit. So if I do this setup, I need to swap these two around. Okay. What is this? SRO attack 2. Let's see. I'm just thinking of what I should be putting on here. So I got my scatter volley. Really all I need is a beta. Actually, let's just swap these around. I only really need the scatter volley, right? So let's put SRO attack 2 back here, and I'll run all the uncon abilities and have all the uptime on everything. This is not the most optimal build. You know, I'm not saying to follow the exact builds I put on this ship, but this is just me messing around with the ship, seeing how it performs. You know, just seeing how it goes. MB's going to be looking at this and complain about all of the lack of comp engine procs I have on this. Yeah, just one tune for the slots, JJ. Yeah, lots and lots of room for unconventional systems on this ship, so this is definitely one to slot as many haste consoles on as possible. Really, the only thing I think I'm missing here is like an attack pattern beta and like really just like a dummy beam overload and high yield for comp engine procs. Like I've got everything else that I really need, so let me just go like this. Everything on the tray is like bugged out and hard to see for some reason. It's because the game likes me. So yeah, there's a lot of uncon on this ship with this build that I'm putting on it. For some reason, like I said, everything's being weird and hard to see right now, but whatever. The ship does come with a built-in battle cloak. But, you know, for feds, you're only going to have a 5-second decloak ambush on a Romulan with infiltrator bridge officers. You can extend that uptime up to 27.5 seconds, but only Romulans can actually do that because Cryptic doesn't seem to want to give the other factions full access to infiltrator bridge officers, which is really unfortunate because it means that only Romulans are able to fully take advantage of cloaking in this game. So I'm just going to slap these consoles on the tray quick. By the time I got this set up, I'll probably be able to go right back into Argala with how long it's taken me. Let's see. Go down fighting. Focused Frenzy. Emulating Phaser Lance. Let me just put my fleets on the tray and catch up on chat here because I'm not in the best position with where I'm sitting right now, so it's a bit hard for me to keep up with chat, so just give me a second. Find my intel team. Could downgrade OSS 3 to 2 for beta? Yeah, I could. The lag caused you to mess up your last 4 solo ISAs? Oof. Yeah, I can... Or I can just drop EMP probe. Like, if I drop EMP probe, there's still how many uncon abilities on this this setup. It's sort of crazy how many unconventional systems abilities this ship can slot, now that I look at it more. Like, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right there. I could have a 7 if I drop the beta, and I could have another, you know, here. It's crazy how many this ship can slot. Makes me think, too, I should maximize, you know, consoles that are going to help my haste, so I'm going to grab the M6 computer, which is another very good haste console. And I'm going to save this loadout. Well, actually, let me fix my traits. Oh, would you look at that? The traits have already went back to what they need to be. That's interesting. I am running Ox to Damp, so I am going to run a Matter Antimatter Specialist to extend the uptime of Ox to Damp. That's just going to help with the speed of the ship, which is already going to be pretty fast. So let's save that as test. There she goes. Let me check chat again here. Yes, Michael, that I completely agree. There's no reason at this point that we don't have all bridge officers available to all factions, you know. 12 years into the game, Cryptic has stopped caring about power creep, it feels. Yeah. No Nexus 2-piece? I know, terrible Ranger. Ranger, I am just messing around, to be honest, and I just dropped the Gamma 2-piece console, so I'm going to go into another patrol in 1:50. I'll do another Argala because Argala is the best. I'm going to go with just a bunch of clicky consoles to demonstrate the value in all of the uncon procs. Let me check my Discord messages because I have another app from somewhere. Okay. And just to let people know, if they don't already know, the event campaign, you know, has started today. Infected is what you have to do for it, which I know is extremely difficult. Infected is a very, very difficult queue for people. Takes a long time. I'm going to level this ship up, and then we are going to do an Infected with it, just to see how it performs. Running cannon traits while leveling your Trailblazer. Terrible Ranger. You know, this Defiant, the Adamant, I do like how it looks. I really do, actually. Like, I liked how the Legendary Defiant looked, but this one looks pretty good, too. Well, after I do this Argala and the Infected, we'll take it into the Tailor and just see what the customization options look like. Yeah, Decree, yeah, exactly. With Infected, everything is dead before you know what's going on. Yeah. Okay, should be able to go into Argala. Some angles look like a pilot ship? Yes. I agree. You know, with a ship like this, you do want to try to angle it into the flank of your opponent, so if you can get behind them, or in my case, I apparently just fly right to the front of them. Making sure traits are there. Looks like a toy, yes.
You have
Between a Defiant and Lost Serena, yeah, I could see that.
Our fight got them to notice us. Let's go over and ask if their call might come out high.
The issue with trying to flank him is Heisenberg keeps, like, throwing them around. Wow. It's like, I need to be careful using Heisenberg with this because it, like, keeps pointing him towards me like that. Makes it difficult to flank him if you're using an ability that then just points them at you. I mean, it did well. It wasn't anything like super outstanding, but I mean, I'm not flying the best I could be, and the build could use a little bit of tuning to make it a little bit better, but it did well. I think skills, that's what I'm getting from this, like just flying it like that. I think this would benefit more, especially with that console, if I put a rapid fire setup on this. So let me get out of here, and I'm going to swap this over to rapid fire. Yeah, Heisenberg, you know, Heisenberg doing that was really not great. I would say. Actually, I gotta do infected, so I'm just gonna leave scatter volley on because rapid fire and infected is not always the best thing. Documents from the 1000. How you doing? The beams. Yes, the beams are the wide arc phase cannons from the Lobby store. So these things right here, they look like beams, but they are actually cannons. I just wish that there was a full set of these phase cannon weapons because scatter volley is a very effective build type, but people don't like it because they don't like the, you know, the cannon bolts that come out of the ship. People like their beams because beams is what they saw in the show. You like how it flies? Yeah, I mean, it flew very well. I just wasn't flying it that great myself. One Torp subspatial warhead. This is rapid fire semi-days. Yeah, that was a fun time, Ranger. I agree. Okay, I need to do infected and does advanced count for the thing, or do I have to do it normal? So if I go to featured, let's see if infected advanced counts for the thing. I think someone had mentioned elite wasn't, but let's see if advanced does. If not, I'll just have to go into a infected normal, which that'll be easy enough. Yes, I remember those days. So after the Adamant, I am going to check out the Cygnus, which is the galaxy. And then the last one I'm going to check out is the Trailblazer. Um, the Cygnus is like a budget Kirk, essentially. It's nothing special, but I mean, neither was the Kirk. The Kirk was a pretty underwhelming ship, in my opinion. Yeah, advanced usually counts, but I'd seen something about elite not counting earlier in chat. I forget who mentioned it. I haven't even looked at this console yet. Plus 5% max hold capacity, 25.6 control X. Yeah, I don't think people are going to be using this console much. I don't know. I could be wrong. The event campaign. So some people do... Oh, now it pulls me in there. Oh, the event wasn't giving event campaign progress. Gotcha. Tellith, yeah, eventually they'll give us the ability to do that. What's going to happen is I'm going to be stuck in cloak and unable to do anything but watch. Let's see if that happens. That's always fun when that happens with the cloaks in this game. That was a weird bit of lag right there. Scatter volley. Cannon scatter volley misfired. What a surprise. I'm not getting the positioning down on this one. Let's just go in. At least try to flank the attack cube. Yeah, that was an incredibly sloppy run for me, but look at this. You get all the marks. You need to farm any reps up on any characters. You need to get an infected and spam infected as much as possible this weekend. Because, I mean, you need some marks. How much easier does it get than infected? You have a choice of any mark from infected. Like, I just got 200 marks there. And, yeah, that was easy. So, some people... Oh, yeah, I see you don't get the event campaign progress here. I see. Some people do buy out the... You know, these bundles. And you can definitely do that if you want. If you do that, you're just basically paying to get event campaign progress done faster. Which you can certainly do, but... You know, that's up to you. Do you want to spend $20 so you can get the prizes a little bit earlier? I'd say just save your money. You can get it all free to play, but yeah, Ranger, the scatter volley misfired and my piloting was just garbage. That was a terrible run. I really do like the wide arc phase cannons, Andrew. They are from the Lobby store, and you can only run the one. That's the wide arc phase cannons. They're not like the pulse weapons or whatever. It's like a different effect. It's what you see like the beams that come out of the ship. I think that they're really good. They have a good proc on them, which is hard to see with all the other crap I have slotted. So let me take them off so we can just look at them in the inventory. Where did they go? You're there. The proc on them, when you hit a target and that target has a shield facing down, it gives you 10% energy weapon damage bonus and 25 projectile weapon damage bonus, which are just cat 1 boost, so it's not huge, but it's better than the nothing that most other wide arcs give you. Wait, you can sell the event console on the exchange. Did they do that again? Yeah, I mean, I don't think you need to buy out the Borg event campaign when all you have to do is play Infected for it. So, if someone... What's the name of the console again? Nanoprobe Assimilator. Nanoprobe. Someone's got it listed for 500 million. They do this how many times? The web spinner was the same way initially. I want to check out the visuals on the Adamant, though. If anyone has anything they want to see, you know, speak up now while I head to the ship tailor. If there's any customization options you want me to take a look at, you know, just speak up and we'll take a look at them quick. Let me make sure that this damn disco shield visual stays off, though. I hate that I turn this off and it just goes right back on. Okay, customize starship. Yeah, that looks pretty damn good. So the two new skins are, of course, the Adamant and the Adamant Mirror. It's up to you which one you want to run, of course, you know. Going to record a video. Be back later. Okay, see you, Goss. Thanks for stopping by. So let's see how these can be mixed. How does the whole like meshes well with some of these other pieces? Or like some of the other holes like fit in well. Like if you do the normal Defiant, it still works. I don't know if I would necessarily keep the nacelles there. Yeah, it's like clipping through a little bit, but or at least it looks like it right there. What is this? The saucer. So the nose cone. I wish that they had given us a console to make this detach and like go and actually hit the targets like it was supposed to. Adamant with Defiant nacelles? Yeah, let's take a look at that. I don't know how to feel about that one, to be honest. It's looking like they're not quite set up to be used together, to be honest. It'll work, but I don't know on that one. XGym, yeah, thanks. The 90 watching and 30 likes. Yeah, like button does definitely help. If people want to hit it, they can hit it. Yeah, this is a bit. I don't know how to feel about this. Add body, Adamant body with the Defiant saucer. Yeah, let's check that out. Let's go back to the Adamant. Just full on Adamant here, and let's do the Defiant saucer. Even that looks a little funky to me, I have to say. It doesn't quite look right. Can't get the good lighting there. Yeah, but I don't know, I don't think these things are designed to be like this. You know, if that makes sense. It just doesn't. I need to change the background. Adamant with Gallant refit pylons. Yep, let's check that out. So go back to the adamant. Pylons. That's like messing this with this part here, so which one did you say? Gallant refit? We don't. Oh, there we go. What the? That just changed the skin just doing that. Let's go back to like that. It can work, but I mean, it's the same issue. If it's like it's sort of clipping through the adamant. Defiant body adamant saucer. Yeah, let's check that. Defiant adamant saucer. It's still like it feels like these pieces aren't really meant to work together. You know? If that makes sense. Like it's like this is sort of clipping through. If I zoom in, it's not too far probably. But if I like look in further, it doesn't look like it's meant to be together. Yeah, it seems like while the adamant is compatible with the Defiant, it doesn't look like they're set up that much to work together. But I mean I'm pretty sure people are gonna kit bash something that looks good together. Triz adamant and check with all the other nacelles. Okay. So let's go adamant nacelles. Let me zoom back out here. Something of this looks neat, but at the same time, it's like it's clipping through it, you know? It's the same issue we saw a few other times. That's the Vigilant refit. Vigilant. Like it's like clipping through it. Valiant. It's the same issue with all of them, really. Sao Paulo. They all just clip through. That's really the issue. Yes. What? Michael, as far as I believe, I think it just is red. You know what? I think for the adamant, I'm gonna leave it like this. I don't know what happened, but we're gonna go with it. I don't know if this is what other people see when I use the ship, but I'm gonna leave it like this because this is just this is just too fitting. This is just too fitting for STO. Okay, we're gonna leave it like this because cryptic. There goes your immersion. That happened on the 10 forward streams too. Okay, so did you get the Fed Lexington with the mirror? I only got part of it. Yes, I got the Lexington. So I can hop back if people want to take a look at that quick. Yeah, customize the nacelles individually. That'd be neat. So that was the ship. Okay. Yeah, the Lexington has a few options here. I like how the nacelles look on this. I like the darker front there compared to what we used to have. Can you change the color though of the mirror stuff? I actually like how that sort of looks with the sovereign on, but let's see. I don't think there's an option to change the red. I think it's either it's red or Like it's like it's fixed to be red. There's nothing, you know, color options wise to change that. Let me see if the saucer. No, it doesn't even matter if you change the pattern on the saucer. It still stays red. Put it to non-mirror. Then change the colors. So let's go back to the saucer. I mean, if you do that, then you can, yeah, just change it to yellow if you wanted. But the non-mirror hole. You mean the full non-mirror? There's the other Yorktown. There it is. Danlo, yeah, the mission pod is a separate piece. So is the lance at the bottom of the saucer. If you want to have both the pod here and the lance, you need to have the Lexington hull on. If you take the Lexington hull off, you lose the saucer and the pod. Though you still have the phaser lance built in. It's just you don't have that big visual like lance at the bottom of the ship. Okay. I get what you're saying, Ranger. I'm seeing something from other people, and I can't be missing out on this. I need to go deal with something quick. I got an itch to gamble, and I'm seeing all these people, you know, winning ships, and I can't stand them. I gotta gamble. You know what I mean? The gambling must happen. Let me clear out this inventory. I got a bit of EC I can gamble with today. I'm just going to open Infinity because that's the only lockbox you should open. Let's move this over. So no ship out of the 12 keys that came with the pack. Now let's see. Goss, you're gambling. That's not good. Goss said he was going to work on a video. I guess it's a gambling video. Let's watch me not get a ship now. I'm thinking I'm not getting a ship here. Sorry, I see all these people winning ships. I gotta at least give a little bit of gambling an attempt. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not getting a ship here. Unfortunate. Can't have a stream where I'm not gambling though. Like, you know, I gotta have a little gambling in here somewhere. Ranger, your lance on the Trailblazer did 660 PS. That's crazy, man. Yeah, I'm not worried. It's like 700 mil. Okay, so the next ship I want to look at is the Cygnus, and that is because I can also do energy weapons on it. So, Cygnus, where are you at? I don't have it on this character yet. Okay, let's just get rid of this. If I can spell. Wow. Okay, so Cygnus. Oh, chat scuffed the message. Gotcha. We're gonna do a dual beam bank build on this. Beam overload, because that's what most people are gonna want to do with this ship. Yeah, mute for a second, take a drink. You dare me to take this into an ISE instead of an ISA? No, I hate beam overload for ISE. I'm not a big fan of beam overload in general. I understand why people like it because it is, you know, what matches the canon appearance of ships, but it just doesn't perform that well. Like for the type of things that I do for like competing at that very high level of play on the DPS charts, beam overload just isn't built for that. So I'm going to set up a build on this that's going to make Rangers sad. Let's go... Let's see, do I have everything on here for phasers? I should. So if I do phaser... What is the dual beam bank? Yeah, we'll go with it. Just gotta find everything and slot it. This is the fun part of, you know, all these new ships is the you know, setting them up. That is loads and loads of fun. Find where to put the batteries. Looks like a space wreck. Yeah. Let me catch up on chat. Nah, not Gamma. If I got a ship, I would just save it because we're gonna have a new Infinity ship probably in about 6 weeks. We should have a new promo ship coming in about 2 weeks, I'd say. And I haven't seen any leaks, to be clear, but I think the current prediction is that it's going to be the California class from Lower Decks. Yeah, Ranger, I'm not taking this into ISE right now. Thunder, you're short. 125 Zen. Ouch. That's, you know, pretty close, though. You'll get there. I agree. It does look like a bit of a space wreck. So I'm going to put Domino on here again. There's Domino. I'm going to put all the haste things on, even though they're not always the best choice here. Let's even go with the Dominion Targeting Synchronizer. I'll put the M6 on. Where's DPRM? I don't even run the DPRM that much anymore, but I know a lot of people run it, and that is like a big achievement for people to get that console, so... while I'm right here, let's take a look at the ship in the Taylor. After I get this lovely appearance from the Disco Shield and the competitive engines to disappear off of it. So this is the Cygnus Mirror, just default appearance. And that's, you know, it's very similar to the Andromeda, a little bit different at the back here, and obviously there's a notch in the front of the saucer. I don't know, I think between all these, I still like the original Galaxy appearance, so, you know, I think I'm just going to go with the normal Galaxy here. Okay, I'm going to go up to space, set up the bridge officer seating. X-Gym, will they make any legendary Dominion ships? I hope so. If they do, I fully expect that the first one we see is going to be a Gemidar bug ship, which means that Go for the Kill would be available account-wide. When are they going to do that? I don't know, but that is my expectation for when they do give us that. Traits do what traits normally do, and have all disappeared. Let's go, yeah, Beam Barrage. Again, I'm not setting this up for perfect min-max things. This is just, you know, to get me through, like, Argala and just mess around with the ships a little bit. So it's not perfect. I know it's not perfect. You know, this is just a quickly tossed together build to show you guys, you know, how the ship does. Okay. Let's go with that. And let's drop Beam Barrage for Superior Beam Training, because that'll be up all the time. And Beam Overload, so Super Weapon Ingenuity. Preferential... Yeah, I should be able to do preferential targeting on this. OPOG. Emergency Weapon Cycle. Calm Before the Storm. If I can find it here. Let's see. What else should I put on here? A bug ship and carrier, yeah. Mirror Ent D Galaxy skin looks nice. I agree, Waldo. I do like how it looks. I like how the Galaxy looks in general, so having the Galaxy here, that's nice. For the last trait, let's do Direct Energy Flux. It's not perfect. I don't care. I remember now the issue with this ship is the bridge officer seating, so... Oof. I don't think I can do preferential targeting. So we're going to take that one off, and in its place, let's do, let's see here. Universal design should be doable. The ship's going to be forward-facing, and I'll have the phaser lance just hitting things quite often. So that'll work. Temporal is actually a really good specialization for beam overload builds, because Recursive Shearing 3 is very good console, or very good ability. So having that on here is very nice. And I'm going to run Chronometric Inversion Field just as an uncon ability. Let's see here. So I think the way that I would normally set this up would be to have this Lieutenant Commander as a science, but I don't know, let's actually just leave that as is for now and just see how this would be built out, because I think most people would probably go towards what I'm going to do here. So let's do Beam Overload 3. Distributed targeting, and then that leaves a random filler, which I'll just use for a torp spread. Attack pattern beta. There we go. Got to go. Good vid. Thanks for stopping by, Teleth. Calm Before the Storm is very popular, I agree. Legendary carrier with Scramble Fighters trait. Yeah, that'd be interesting, though. You know, I would very much like for Scramble Fighters to remain in its current state so I can continue to profit off of opening Delta Alliance DOF packs. That would be very beneficial to me. Cold-Hearted in combination with one Oxtabat, you could do that for sure, but I'm not going to on this one. Okay, so Game Freaks is sending me a message saying that something is broke, so we'll have to see what's going on there with the Adamant console. So let me get this bridge officers set up here. Let's do the Scatter Volley first, because Scatter Volley likes to misfire more than any other ability in this game, it feels like. Just gonna get this quickly set up. So just bear with me while I go through and set up yet another ship here. We'll see how this Galaxy console does. The destabilized dimensional rift, I still think it's going to be a bit of a troll console, but we'll find out. Okay, focused frenzy, go down fighting. If anyone has questions or anything about this ship, you know, feel free to ask. I'm just going through and getting the trays all set up, which, as many of you know, is something that can be a bit annoying when you're setting these ships up, but you gotta do it. Okay, so I'm missing Intel fleet again. Do I have chemosite on the tray? Yes, I do. Feel like I'm missing something, but... Oh, evasive. Yes, I'd very much like to have evasive on my tray, actually. That'd be great. Let's save the loadout and hope it actually saves. Skills, I don't know. Stuka, I have not looked at the Terran uniforms yet. No, I haven't gone that far. Legendary Jem'Hadar Light Battlecruiser, I could see that one happening, but there's only one version of that in the game, and I think all of the legendary ships have to have multiple versions. So you have to... Or the two legendary ships that'd be most likely would be the Bug Ship or the Dreadnought Carrier, in my opinion. Skills, I don't know why Scramble Fighters is as popular as it is. It doesn't really help damage-wise with Hangar Pets, but it does help with survivability. So maybe people are just trying to keep their pets alive. That's my guess. So I'm going to take this through another Argala and just see how it goes. Why do I just do Argala? Because it's easy. Argala, you know, you do one Argala Elite and the ship is fully leveled. Saucer separation should work on this ship. I would imagine so. Goss apparently won that Borg Juggernaut with his 12 free keys.
You have entered an area.
Yeah, Ranger, I'm getting messages that I need to pause uploads on the table. If someone wants to send me a message, like, specifying exactly what's wrong with the Adamant console, that'd be appreciated, because I'm going through and doing all these ships on stream. I haven't had a chance to test things. Okay, so they all really died when I hit them with that console. Here's my DPRM. It's on cooldown. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this when I'm out of this queue, or when I'm done here, but there's potentially some issues with this new console. I don't know if people are picking it up based on what I'm doing, but I'll talk about it here when I'm done. Okay. So the console off of the Cygnus basically makes the game think that entities are dead when you hit them with it. So what you saw is when I was hitting it, it was moving on to the next stage of the map while the enemies were still alive, but they were stuck in this destabilized dimensional rip where they are untargetable and things like that. This console could potentially break some maps because it could trigger the next phase while the enemies from the past phase are still alive. I don't know how that would, what specific maps, but that is something that could possibly happen. Nua, is this ship going to outperform the Vengeance? I don't think the Cygnus is going to outperform the Vengeance. I think it's more of like a budget Kirk. I think it's about as underwhelming as the Kirk was. But I think if you were looking at the Kirk, this is probably going to perform pretty damn close. Are you loading the separation consoles just to see what their ships look like without the saucer? I have not done that yet, no. Just got home. Okay, I responded to that. Would you say that this bundle is worth it? I do think that the bundle is worth it. I think that the only bundle in the game that has more value in it is the 10th anniversary bundle. But I think that this bundle, this 12th anniversary one, I think it's an extremely solid bundle. The ships in it are all solid in their own rights. To be honest, most of them are, pretty damn comparable to promo or like lockbox ships that we've gotten in the past year or so. The Lexington is like a budget inquiry. The Cygnus is a budget Kirk. The Trailblazer is a budget Janeway that actually ends up performing better than the Janeway. And the Adamant is... What came out last year? Wasn't there... I guess like the Jovian came out last year. Kigo, the legendary Ross is going to have a higher theoretical ceiling because it can do a torp boat. This would be better for the more average players that just want to do energy weapons, because temporal is going to do better for them than than command would. Yeah, the Deimos, but I think there was a full-on Intel Raider last year, the Jovian. Let me catch up on messages I've got on Discord. Terrible. Game Freaks, why'd you have to send me something like that? That hurts. Oh, lovely. Okay, I gotta put out an announcement on the DPS Discord. Game Freaks, if you're listening to me, can you send me the exact reproduction methods for like that specific bug with that console, so I can make sure that we know how to reproduce it. Okay, let me put out on the DPS Discord. Uploads temporarily paused due to a potential issue with the Adamant console. Gotcha. That's lovely. Okay. Thank you for sending me that, Game Freaks. Let's no uploads from okay. Goss sent me a message, a warning for people that do buy the pack. If you have the keys from the pack in your inventory along with unbound keys, it will use the unbound ones first. So make sure it'll even use the unbound ones if they're in your bank. So you need to put them into your account bank if you want to use the new bound keys that you get from the bundle. Yeah, Ranger, that's the issue. So we definitely have some issues with from a like balance perspective and like for the competitive standings on the table. I've put out a notice on the DPS Discord. In fact, let me just redo this and just do an at everyone. So let me just delete at let me just do prime. Oh. I can't type today, jeez. There we go. Sorry, I'm catching up on chat. So I think the Jovian Intel Raider came out last year and is probably what the Adamant would be comparable to. In fact, I want to pull up the wiki page for that. So STO wiki, Jovian Raider. Let me just take a look at this. Yeah, so the Adamant is like the Adamant's pretty much the same damn ship. Except it's got temporal instead of Miracle Worker. So the Adamant's a better Jovian Raider. So it's another case like you want to talk about the value of this bundle. Each of these ships in the damn bundle are equal or better to block box or promo ships. Like stats wise, the ships in this bundle, it's incredible to be honest. Like I didn't expect them to do this. You know, when I saw the leaks for this like a month ago, I thought, man, this is going to be a $200 bundle. And then they come out of nowhere and it's $130. So it's $22 per ship. You know, it's crazy. So the Adamant is literally this Jovian Raider with a temporal seat rather than a Miracle Worker, which is even better because Lieutenant Miracle Worker doesn't do a damn thing for you. The Lost Serena, Heavy Raider with Command Pilot, and Lieutenant Commander Intel. Okay. Yeah, it's like this ship is basically the same thing. You know, but it's $24, and if you have the T6 coupon from the anniversary event, you get it free. Yeah, the traits, that is the exception. The ships are good. The traits suck. Like, these traits are a joke. Like, who cares about 30 control expertise? You can slot a console that's going to give you 30 control expertise. I don't understand why they gave such a low number. Okay, let me get out of the map. This ship's level 5. Let me mute for a second to take a drink. If I can move my mouse. The Mirakani? Yeah, the Mirakani's good. When I put out my video this morning, I didn't want to give any recommendations for what ships to get from the event campaign. Because the issue is, any ship is going to... You know, there could be how many MUDs bundles released throughout the year that could have, you know, like a Mirakani in it. And if there's a MUDs bundle out there that has a Mirakani in it, I don't want to recommend to people to burn their event campaign on it if they can get it through that, if they have the means to. Terran Bundle, good ships, good consoles, trash traits, exactly. Exactly. So let me catch up on chat here. OBS is messing up like normal. Kigo, command is always going to beat other specializations. In elite content, I would say yes. In normal or advanced, I think Miracle Worker is probably the strongest. But for elite content, command, like the due record is with a Delkina, which is a command ship, because Call Emergency Artillery 3 will do a lot of damage in that scenario. The top tanks are all command. If you're running a tank and you're not using command, you're not building, you're like limited in your tank's capabilities, and it's because of suppression barrage. Like, I hate to say, you know, a statement like that, but that's just how powerful suppression barrage is. It will straight up cut the enemy's damage output in half, so even if you don't take the threat, you're still reducing the amount of damage your team is, you know, receiving, so... Yeah. Let me check here. Yeah, Ranger, I agree. The account unlock Strike Wing is nice. Indeed, Hoodwink. That is the main reason, one of the big reasons I bought the bundle. Legendary Gal X versus the Mirror Galaxy. I don't know. The issue with this Mirror Galaxy is the bridge officer seating isn't the best. You're going very tack heavy like I've done here, or you're going very tack light where you only have the 2 lieutenant tacks. It's sort of the same issue with the Kirk in a way. So I don't know. How many Delta packs do I need to open to get Scramble Fighters? XGym, I don't have an answer for you, but I would suggest that if you do that, you need to wait for the next promo drop, which should be in 2 to 3 weeks. There will be another hotfix, standard procedure these days, indeed. Terrible Ranger. I am way behind on chat. I'm sorry, people. Let me get caught up here. So... OBS being OBS, in other words, yes. If they added a dual commander seat to the bundle, it would be perfect. I agree. That would have been nice, but that would have been too much. Triz, what's going on, man? Systems designed for lockbox traits has been a bit off. The Mark II, I think. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that's just a matter of without Jet there, they don't have the same level internally of like internal experience at the high end to understand what, you know, like to understand the really high end level of play and understand what would be really high performing and what would not be. I think there's just a disconnect there. Oh no. What's up, Triz? Let me download this video from Game Freaks. Sure, ship here. That is That is just wonderful, Game Freaks. Thank you for sending me that. Triz, I'm looking at Discord. What's going on, man? Sure. Yeah, I'll call you, Triz. Triz?
Hello, sir.
Oh no. What's going on?
Can you please keep us casuals in your thoughts?
What do you
Keep it
mean?
down. I need you to pull it down just a little bit.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm just
You got me
messing.
worried. I don't know what I said.
Nothing. You were getting all excited there about the Jovian
Oh,
and the whole Switch things. Yeah, I know. I'm a little behind, but yeah, it was just.
the Jovian is basically the adamant with Miracle Worker seeding as the secondary rather than temporal. So.
I know. I just wanted to say hi.
Oh.
You're killing it.
Thank you, Trizia.
You are killing it. I like, you know what I'm gonna do with all the builds that you just said what ships should be for? The total opposite. Just saying.
You're terrible.
I know. I'm sorry. Anyways, sir, I just wanted to say hi. Good job.
Can you do something for Kego in chat there?
You go. What?
He wants you to say, "Call me daddy."
I'm waiting for Triz to say, to who? What?
He just wants you to say it.
Like just say it, or do I have to say it in a certain way, or just say it filthy? Big time. Like you gotta tell us. Triz build night, Afo, you know it, sir. Keg, you gotta tell me how. I can just say it, but you gotta. It's an SNL reference. It's a trap, Triz. We do.
Say it like you do every night.
Spencer, call me daddy.
Okay, that was terrible.
It had a little bit of a Tagalog accent, so I'm just throwing it a bit of flair. No, I just want to say, awesome. I'm loving just hearing you do what you do.
Thank you, Triz.
Great stuff, and always, again, please keep us in your thoughts. The filthy casuals need you to approve us. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Say it in a sultry manner. How about if I stick an accent to it? Would that help?
No.
Big Papa?
Do it, Triz.
I have to get into it. I mean, you may have to like clip it here and there. Cable's clip game is pretty good, so.
Yeah, it is.
Hold on. Spencer, call me daddy.
That doesn't.
Call me daddy. Notice the little daddy. Say, call me daddy. Is that what you called me daddy? Okay, that's gonna get. I'm sorry. Bye, sir.
Yeah, goodbye, Triz. Just, I don't even know what to say to you.
Have fun.
Goss just said you're terrible at this, and I agree.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Big Papa? I love you, Big Papa. Bye.
See you, Triz. So that was Trizander that I was just talking to. He streams each night over at Twitch. Many of you probably already know him. He is a filthy, filthy casual. He does some very casual builds. He's a very nice guy. Yeah, he does lots of TFOs with people. He's very nice, so go check him out. It's over at twitch.tv.trizander, which I can put in here. He's very casual, but he streams later at night, so make sure to check him out. So the last ship we need to cover here is the Trailblazer. So for that one, I am going to go over to my Torp DPS character, because that is what that ship is going to excel at. Yeah, Triz is a very nice person. We're always really nice to him, you know, when he's doing his streams, but he's a very nice person. We do troll him a lot, but it's all in good fun. So the Trailblazer, you can set it up different ways. You know, I've done all the other ships as energy weapons, so I am going to do this one the way that I would actually set it up if I were running it, you know, at, you know, in like a high level run or whatever. I would be setting it up as a torque boat, because that really is what this ship is going to excel at. It's extremely similar to the Janeway last year. In fact, I will pull up the Janeway if I can find where I have the STO wiki. Let me just look up Janeway. So I'm going to ready this ship. I'm going to pull up the bridge officer seating on it. Ignore what I have slotted. It's all messed up right now. But let us compare to the Janeway that came out last year in the promo choice pack. So let me find OBS, display capture. Okay, so the Janeway class last year. This was a promo ship, dropped March 4th. You know, this is why I think we're going to see a promo ship, a new one, probably in about 2 weeks. And there's a lot of rumors going around that it's probably going to be the Californian class from Lower Decks, so that's very possible. Ice Knight, how you doing? Yeah, Ray, Triz has... There's lots of laughs to be had with Triz there. Rob, just doing a comparison between the Janeway and the Trailblazer. So, you know, both ships have a commander science with command. You know, the Trailblazer, Janeway, exact same in that regard. You have an ensign engineer. The Janeway had an ensign engineer. You've got a lieutenant commander TAC. The Janeway also had a lieutenant commander TAC. You've got a TAC with a miracle worker, or lieutenant TAC with miracle worker, whereas on the Janeway, that was a lieutenant universal with miracle worker. And where the Janeway had a fixed lieutenant commander science, the Trailblazer has a lieutenant commander universal. So hopefully when I say these things, you can see what I'm saying when I say that these two ships are the exact same ship. You know, that they are basically the exact same. The Janeway had 4 forward weapons, 2 aft. The Trailblazer has 4 forward weapons, 3 aft. So when people are making this comparison between the Janeway and the Trailblazer, it's because the bridge officer seating is very identical. Protostar, is that an Intrepid? I have no idea what the Protostar is. Intrepid warship with triple armor, 25 torpedo launchers? Yes. Well, this is going to be a very capable torpedo platform. So that is what I'm going to set it up as, and it's just going to take me a couple of minutes, you know, as usual, to get it all set up, because you guys know how it is at this point. It's setting up these bridge officers sort of sucks. Let's be honest. So, actually that one's supposed to go there. Put another psi here. You don't really have room to run the miracle worker abilities. It's the same issue I had on the Janeway. Because you want to boost the mines up, especially with 3 of them. So, gonna run destabilizing resonance beam, which I will apparently have to do on the other one. What was I typed out the layout the other day. Let me pull it up. It's already figured out what I was gonna do for this. So, new ship theory craft. Scramble sensors 1. Okay. Let's do tractor beam. On this guy, going to do jam sensors, stabilizing resonance beam. Got to change this around so it's got command on it. So I'm setting this up as like a torque boat, essentially, and it does have one secondary deflector proc on it, the destabilizing resonance beam, and that's usually enough to get pretty decent performance out of that secondary deflector. Let me catch up. Yeah, Ray, I completely agree. It's a budget version of the Janeway that is arguably better than the Janeway. Shadow, you cannot use the Agony quad phaser cannons at the same time as the other quad phaser cannons. It's one or the other. But both of them do apply to the same sets. Bordicus had mentioned yesterday on the stream that he had added the new Agony ones into the existing quad phaser cannon set, and he did indeed do that. Next lockbox ship Discovery DMA. Oh boy, I haven't watched the episode from last night. I need to get that set up so I can watch that later. Let me catch up. I've got messages coming in on Discord I'm also responding to, so sorry about the delay here. Octo torpedo launcher when? Yeah. So I'm going to set this up as a torp boat, like I said, which means enhanced biomolecular. Delphic, where are you at? Sometimes I feel like my vision isn't the best when I'm setting these ships up. So I'm going to go with where my mind's at. Just all of the radius mines, which is something that we'd swapped over to on the high-end runs a while back. So colony, the fleet colony, quantum and tricobalt mines, re-rolled to radius 3 with the biomolecular photon mine. You go with the radius 3, so you just hit a bunch of targets. So I'm going to put all these lovely torp things on. I know torps don't appeal to everyone, but that is really where this ship stands out. You can do energy weapons on this, but I've done energy weapons on the other 3 ships because that's what those ships are going to excel at. And this is the one ship in the bundle that, you know, this specific type of build is going to excel at. Let me take a look at chat. Yeah, so MB, if you use the Cygnus console on a transformer, it will register it as dead even though it's not dead, and it will cause the next phase of the map to happen. So if the left side was dead and then someone hit it on the right side, the transformer disappears and the tac cube spawns in. AFO, they are the fleet colony quantum mines with radius 3, the biomolecular photon mine from the Undine reputation with radius 3, and then another fleet colony mine that is the tricobalt one. The tricobalt ones can hit you though, so be careful using them. I'm going to try out the new things that came out today. So give me a minute here. Where is the console? I gotta get used to this icon. Okay. What am I missing? I could do the gamma console, but I'm gonna do bioneural here. Just try this out. While I'm right here, let's check out the visuals of the ship and the Taylor. So this is the new skin. The phaser lance on it that's integrated is right up here. I don't know how I feel about that placement, but you know, it's interesting. Yeah, I have not seen anything for the Protostar, so I can't really comment on that. The Tetrion mines, we used those for a while. But we swapped over to the all radius mines about a month or so back. No, the fleet colony ones are still there. The fleet colony tricobalts are still on the build. they just have a chance to kill you. Any advice for a side build that uses beams instead of torps? If you're going down that route, you're more using the beams for sets, you know, in my opinion. But I haven't done a science build with energy with like beams on it in a while. Now that's a warship Voyager. Yeah, even the warship, the mirror warship skin has the phaser lance on it, so that's nice. I quite like this one more than the Trailblazer, to be honest. The Trailblazer is cool, but at the same time, I think this warship Voyager looks a fair bit cooler because it looks more, you know, like the original Voyager. You know, Mark, let me tell you what. Before I go through and do anything with this, let me swap over and see if I can see if I have anything on this character to test that out. So Terran Trailblazer. I'm just going to grab the console off this. I'm going to go over to my temporal science vessel. Where is it? I have the Romulan version, so it's somewhere in here. Oh, this is just storing gear. Okay, that's going to be great. Let me go up to space and see if I can slot a bunch of EPG things. Oh, yeah, for sure. There was a time where I memed about torpedoes and went on about how they were worthless, and because for a while they were. But, you know, times have changed. Let's see. I don't have, like, a full temporal set is the issue I have here. Just slot whatever I have. So, 15... Need to give me the same, okay. Deflector-wise, let's go Solene, because that's got some EPG on it. So the console off the Trailblazer, what was the name of that again? And the build on this ship, just ignore this. This ship was literally used to just store items on it, so it's not perfect at all. What's this? No. What was the name of this, the console off the Trailblazer? I don't remember. I'm probably, like, hovering right next to it, but I don't remember the name of it, if someone can drop it in. I should have grabbed it off the Trailblazer. Decentralized community, thank you. Just having a bit of a brain fart right there. So my EPG's at 264. If I start slotting some EPG items... Well, I probably just deslotted some that had EPG skill on them. So right now I'm at 240. What's this? Do I have an EPG exciter? There we go. 318. $476. Let's just see how far I can take this. Do I have another science console here? Just just looking for other consoles I have that would have EPG skill on them. I haven't set up like a full-on EPG build in a while, and most of the current EPG builds, they don't really use EPG boosting consoles. They use other things usually now. So I'm at 574. It's I think it stops at 25. Yeah, it scales up to 25. Well, there's that answer. It stops scaling past 400. 400 EPG is the max it will go. Let me catch up on chat here. Sorry. With the way my windows are positioned, my left monitor that I've got chat on is 90 degrees to my left. So there's the answer to that. Yeah, Truce is at 1.6 million. It's crazy. Let me see. Hold on, I gotta type a message to MB here. MB, check the message I sent to you, and I think that right there should emphasize to you the current issues with uploads. I think you'll understand with that message. A mere nebula would have been nice, I agree. 25% crit chance will definitely be useful for budget builds. You know, and getting to 400 EPG skill if you're doing a science build isn't that hard. I mean, look how many of these consoles I took off, you know, and I'm still above 400 there to get that max boost out of it. Okay, I'm going back to my other character. We're going to set up the Trailblazer, take it through an Argala, and just see how it goes. The mirror sticks. You know, I'm still fully expecting that we're going to get a mirror bundle, like a mirror muds bundle some point this year. Yeah, I mean, you just think if it has now the mirror warship, the sticks, you know, those two alone would make the thing sell really well. What else would they put in there now? Because you've got the mirror warship. If you'd have the mirror warship, the sticks. I don't know. Okay. All of my torp traits stayed slotted. It's a miracle. Wait, what am I doing? I've been doing energy weapons too much today. Send the power levels the wrong way. Mir Somerville is still out there? Yeah. I remember seeing that video, Goss. I remember that. You got a bit of flack for that, but I mean, it happens. We all make mistakes when we're doing these like live recordings, you know. Not everything we say, we don't have that opportunity to go through and, you know, make sure everything's fine. McStew, how you doing? If you need help with your engineer drain build, Triz is here. You could send him a message and he'll have all of the answers for you, Stu. McStud wants to shoot me? Terrible, Stu. I didn't know you hated me that much. You're already in a TFO group? I'm just checking. Getting a few messages. Stu, I can go into a PvP with you if you want. Mirror patrol escort with the fixed rear agony weapon? That'd be interesting. I remember when that ship came out. That was a very interesting time. I gotta set my trays up. So agony, phaser, spinal lance. This thing's going to do no damage, but I'll still have it on the build. Sorry, I'm getting a flood of messages right now, so... Wait, Stu, don't you have a secondary account there right next to you? You just wanna bully me? Because I understand. Okay, I already went past the EBM. Setting up these torp trays is real fun because you have to, for the manual fire, the specific order you do it in. Ugh. Takes a bit longer than setting up a normal tray. When will we get a Borg probe or sphere as a ship? I wonder. I do wonder though if maybe the Borg Juggernaut is as close as they're going to go. I don't know. I'm gonna stun quick. There's my phaser lance. Let's move that there. The things we do to get all the deeps, these trays. These trays are a pain, but once you get used to them for the torp builds, they're insanely potent. It's just that they suck to get used to. And setting them up on each of the new torp ships is, well, it is just a pain. It's the only way to put it. It is a massive pain. And I realized too, while doing this, that I need to put an aux battery on the ship because I'm not exactly doing team content where I'm going to have someone hitting an aux battery for me, of course. So I do need to get myself an aux battery. Immolating phaser lance goes on the tray there. Where's my mind's dispersal pattern? Sorry, I'll get caught up with chat here in a minute. Just getting this all set up. These trays for these torp boats can be a bit of a pain. Because to maximize the effectiveness with the torp boats, you have a keybind for high yield where you're shooting at the EBM first. You have another key that is high yield where you shoot the Delphic out first. And then you have a spread key where you shoot the neutronic out because the neutronic does so much damage. So, I was going to put the Agony Redistributor console on here, and okay, there it is. So I did actually put it on the tray. That is good. Okay. I need to put a large aux battery on. So for that, I'm going to drop the Kobayashi Maru. Put that next to the phase space membrane. Save the loadout and hope that it doesn't scramble them trays, because you saw how long it took to get those trays together. So when those scramble on you, that can be real irritating. Let me catch up on chat here. Sorry, we just want to get those trays set up, so I was tabbed out for a second. Mir Clark. Yeah, I think that it's looking like we might have a Mir of Miranda and the Mir Sharan come out in a C-store bundle in the near future, because like Thomas has already done the new skins for those. Yeah, Ranger, I have the Steam Runner and Lexington consoles next to each other on the tray there. They do look fairly similar, but the icons are just slightly different. Ice Knight, I agree, that was the issue. With the Borg ships, they need to be, people need to be able to understand what the front of the ship is, what's not the front of the ship, so that is definitely an issue. Stuka, you're trying to build something close to the high-end DPS builds without buying 4 ships for 1 build. Yeah, I mean, you can do a fairly decent like cannon scatter volley build that'll do really high DPS, and that doesn't have as high of a cost requirement. So, for cost, for a build that's going to be the most effective for the cost, a cannon scatter volley build is extremely hard to beat. That is where you run cannon scatter volley with Withering Barrage, which is a trait you can get free from the KDF recruits. And you run a bunch of dual heavy cannons up front and turrets in the aft. Very easy to set up, very easy to grind through content with. Yeah, I think Cryptic has tried like spheres and things internally, but I don't think that they've they were hard to fly or something, so that was the issue. The Disco Shield has reappeared on the ship yet again. Triz apparently doing Infected Elite doesn't count for it, is what I heard. I don't know how true that is right now, but I've heard that that is an issue. Ray, energy weapons are perfectly capable, and honestly, the issue with setting up like a Torp build for Elite, the honest issue is very few people run Elite content. Elite content is very rare for people to run, so building for Elite isn't always worth it because most of the content you're going to be able to play is still going to be, normal or advanced, and energy weapons dominate there. To be honest, torpedoes suck in normal or advanced compared to like a scatter volley build. Sorry, I am way behind on chat. So Ian, in case you missed it, or Ian, the top tray here is for firing off high yield with the enhanced biomolecular as the first torpedo that goes out. The tray 9 here is high yield where the Delphic goes out first. The Delphic does more damage to a single target. The enhanced biomolecular does more to a group of targets. And then the third is for doing torpedo spread with the neutronic torpedo. It's just maximizing which torp gets the boost. Ranger, I haven't had a chance to compare the consoles yet. Rubica, how would this ship work as a science build? You could set the ship up to do something fairly well for science. I mean, it'll work. It's just that this ship, with the way it's set up, is going to excel the most at like these Torp side builds. But you could definitely set up a fairly good EPG build on this if you wanted. It's just not necessarily the best pure science platform, but it'll work. You can make it work. Lexi could push Steam Runner out. It possibly could, Ranger. I do agree. Torps can be good free to play, but I think it's a bit of a higher skill requirement to you effectively use them, especially with the manual fire. I think it's just easier to push people towards energy weapons, especially cannon scatter volley. It was difficult to determine orientation and fly the sphere. Yeah, I can imagine, Big Papa. And that was, an issue with the Lucari UFO. I remember some people had issues with it. The Lexington console, it does get a damage bonus, for how many foes are around you, so that will be interesting to try out. It's just, going to be hard to test that out in most environments because getting most effect out of that is going to be difficult. I'm going to take this into Argala now, get this ship leveled up, and we'll just see how it goes. If I can go to the right tab and at the right difficulty. I agree, Ranger, that Torps can do well if you have the experience playing the game. But you know, for most players, they benefit more from. I don't have any of my science abilities on my tray. I just realized. Oh no. Where's my grapple at? That's on there. I forgot. I put all this build together and then I forgot to put some things on. I don't know. Torps have potential, but I think it's easier to just push people towards cannons with cannon scatter volley or just energy weapons. It's easier for people to get into.
Let's go over and ask if their claws might come out of hiding.
ATM Torp spread zone, no. Just blowing myself up there. Yep. With Torps, if you use a lot of the things, you have to be careful because if you're too close, you can blow yourself up with your own abilities. That is one thing with Torps. Nice, Stuka. I bought the, you know, I've been playing the game since 2012, but I only got the Lifetime last year. I had been subscribed for a few years, so it's not like I never got the Zen, but just for a while there, I couldn't afford the entire thing. I don't want to burn my CF on a small target, so I'm trying to just get it down, but it's taking its sweet time. That was a bit rough. My flying, I haven't flown a Torp boat in a couple of weeks, so that was definitely a bit rough. But that ship is leveled. It was a bit slower than the other Argalas, but, you know, these Torp boats... I don't know, my flying was garbage. Let's go with that.
Thank you for your assistance, and welcome to this sector. We recommend that you get underway and head for
I forgot to put relocate mines on my tray.
a lot of turbulent activity recently, and multiple reports of
Come do an ISE. Okay, Ranger, bring me in. Tag me in, bro. See how it goes. See how it does in Infected. Probably won't be the best thing ever, but whatever. Oh, you need me to tank? Terrible. Terrible, Ranger. You want to see me fail? Oh, God. Ranger wants to see me fail with the new torp boat. Wants to see me fail with torps. Yeah, you know, Ranger, I have no idea how to fly a torp boat. Let me catch up here. Endgame series finale, Voyager, torp only. Yeah, I'd love to see like a transphasic build with the Voyager, but unfortunately, like transphasics in the game are fairly underwhelming, to put it lightly. I apparently have 6 messages on Discord. Am I hidden? I didn't realize I was hidden. Sorry, Stu, I just saw your messages. I have had a lot of chat and things to keep up looking at. Yeah, I do wonder. Well, it's because Ian, the way torps or like transphasics are set up in the game is their thing was shield pen, so they trade off a little bit of damage for that shield pen, and way back in the day that was fine. But the issue is we now have so much shield pen that it's just not enough to be worth it, you know? We have so much shield pen that the damage loss that they take it's just too much of a trade-off. Ranger, I'm good to go here. Stu, I just am going into this infected quick. I will help you out afterwards if that's fine. I'm sorry. Like I said, there's just lots going on right here.
The situation is grim. All attempts to hail the storm.
Ranger's tanking. Oh no. General Spinobi? How you doing? Yeah, you were able to buy the bundle for a smooth 100? Yeah, that Zen charge bonus is really handy. Well, I have not flown torps in a while. My piloting is terrible. I'm forgetting that I have a gravity well. Let's go gateway. I took Threat Ranger. You're letting me down. What a terrible run. 884k? It's like I was AFK.
Sensors confirm that the
Less than a million DPS? Let's act like that run never happened. And a torp boat on top of it? Yeah, that run. You guys didn't see a thing there. That was horrible. Summary of the early impressions so far. All of the ships are fairly solid. I'm gonna close the parser off there because that we're gonna act like that. Yeah, just leave the lobby group. I wasn't in a TFO group. Stu, you wanted to shoot at me? So yeah, the consoles. There's a couple good consoles. The Adamant and Lexington ones are the standouts. The traits are garbage. The ships themselves are actually really good. They're comparable to promo ships and lockbox ships that we have had in the the past year or so. Triz already took a screenshot. Oh no, Waldo. Screenshot of what? I didn't see any run. I've just been sending sector space this entire time. Game Freaks, if you're still listening, send a message to Cryan with the videos you have. You can... He's on the build... Or not the builds, the Reddit Discord, so just send him a message and he can take a look at things. Almost full debuff. Oh no, I don't know what to say right there, Ranger. We'll both act like that never happened. How about that? I'm doing under 1 million in a torp boat. Embarrassing. You know, Ranger, if you look at the video I did recently, or if you look in the tank section of the builds Discord, we have some example debuff tank builds. Stu, where do you want me to go here? You were probably running... I don't even know what to say to you, Ranger. Where did your character go, Stu? Oh. I was just supposed to sit here? Stu wants to kill me. That's what this is. The McStew. Back to the spawn. I'm here. You want me to sit next to your character there, or you want us in different arcs so more torpedoes shoot out? What do you want? It was the Lucari Torp shield debuffing for you. I don't want any shield debuffs. I want the shields offline. That's what I want. More torps? Okay. I'm ready, Stu. I'm ready to face the destiny. I'm facing towards you though, so I'm bow tanking. Wait, this wrong game. Wrong game. Stu's just gonna hit this console and kill me. Ranger, they gave out a free T6 coupon. What'd you use it on? While Stu is preparing to shoot me, I am going to just take a look at some things on Discord here, just catch up on things. Oh. That did so much damage. If I were in a tier 1 ship or a shuttle, it might have killed me. Was that what you were wanting to see, Stu? No problem, Stu. No problem, buddy. I've got that too, actually. That is the most underwhelming hit I have ever had come out of a ship. It just was immune. I'm getting out of here, Stu. This just that was terrible. Harry Kim was at the con or the com, yeah. That was yikes. I'm already out of the map. Already gone. Okay, so I've looked at the ships, you know, and I will say I am going to be doing reviews of all these ships over the next couple of days, starting with Lexington, then Adamant, and so on. There's definitely some issues with the consoles, but I do want to actually test the consoles out now in a better environment. So I'm going to swap off of the Trailblazer into a Styx, and I'm going into a Solo Hive Elite, and I'm going to test the consoles out. I want to see how good that Lexington console is, and the way for me to do that is to go right into the middle of Hive Space Elite and shoot the thing off at everything. You know, just hit everything possible with that console. So I'm going to load my Solo ISE loadout, which of course doesn't load the devices, because why would it? Okay, so I need to replace, for this I'm going to replace the Swarmer Matrix with the Agony Redistributor. And I am going to replace the Ordnance Accelerator with the multi-directional targeting thing off the Odyssey. I want to go in. This is now a performance test for the two new consoles. My traits are actually still there, so that's good. Everything else looks fine. I'm going to take this in. So, Hive Onslaught Elite, going straight into the center and getting annihilated immediately. It does. So, Kego, you may have missed it. That was an issue with the Cygnus console, is when you use that on a target, it counts it as that target being killed, which means it could potentially, you know, break some maps or cause the order of the maps to, you know, mess up. Okay, here it goes. That map took a minute to load. So once again, I'm going into the center of Hive Elite here. I'm going to graviton the spheres up towards this top tack cube right here that I'm clicked on. And I'm going to hit the Agony Redistributor console, and I'm going to hit the multi-directional artillery barrage. I'm going to be chaining Exodus Actor Probat to hopefully keep me alive, but we'll see how that goes.
Only fools dream of victory where none can be had.
Where's the grab on my tray? That was pretty much, that'll give me enough of an idea of how the numbers were to at least see how powerful those consoles were. But, you know, I just took out a good chunk of Hive Space Elite's first start, you know, the starting phase with that, so it's a good sign. Let me pop the parser up, get back in space so cooldowns can start going, and let's display capture. First off, DPS chart. Like, look at the amount of damage I did when I like actually bursted on that group, though. That was a crazy amount of damage there. So multi-directional artillery barrage. Only 1.4 million damage. The damage on that might not be good enough. Where was... Did I hit off the Steam Runner console too? I don't think I had the Steam Runner console on. Okay. That just seems a little bit low to me. It only hit 7 targets. So I assume that this here is the recursive shearing console, because I marked it on the tac cube. In fact, I'm gonna turn the screen off, save that combat log so I can look at the actual like numbers of it. So let me save, wait for it to load. HSC AOV recursive test. Okay, let me open up that combat log and put my display capture back on. So I just see that I did like a bunch of damage that was marked as recursive, or like just as the tac cube. And I'm wondering if I pull up and search for Agony. Where's my search box at? It's on a different screen. Agony. If I just search for Agony, is that in here? Yeah, but so the damage from the Agony Redistributor was counting as, or showing up as whatever the target was that I applied it to. So it looks like if I look under pets here, it just showed up as tac cube. So during that period where I had that on the target, it did a lot of damage. Like that is a huge amount of damage there. So if I should go to damage to... So I did... Which tac cube was that? Tac cube 13. So it's tac cube 13. I did 8.7 million damage. And because of how many targets were around that tac cube, that 8 million damage via that console then translated into 22 million damage to nearby targets because of how many targets were around the tac cube. So that is what, like, what I've been trying to get across with the Agony Redistributor console off of the adamant of why it could potentially be so overpowered is because, like, to put it in other terms, if I go back in and show, just look at the console here. For every, so this thing, you mark it on a target, and for 15 seconds, it will look at the target each second to see how much damage you did to the target in the last second, and it will take 33% of that damage that you did in that second and apply that to all nearby foes within 5 kilometers, up to 20 foes. So if I pull up a calculator, you know, if I do, let's say I do 1,000,000 damage to a target. Now, if I take that and it's, you know, I'm getting a third of the damage that is refracted, but I'm doing that up to 20 targets. That means that for every 1,000,000 damage that I do, I can potentially be doing another 6.6 million to all nearby foes, like combined. Like not to one specific foe, but you know, if you have the 20 foes there, for each 1,000,000 damage, each of them is taking, you know, 333,000 damage per second, and with 20 of them there, you know, that adds up to that. So hopefully, you know, what I'm saying here, you know, it just shows you just how insanely powerful this Agony Redistributor console can be, just for the clicky portion. But also, the passives on it, you know, a lot of people are going to like this thing just for the passive plus 10 inertia rating on it. You know, a lot of people are going to like that. Let me catch up on chat here, though, because I was talking for a little bit. How about PvP? I don't know how this would apply in PvP, or I don't know how the Cygnus console would apply in PvP. Like, I have the Cygnus console here, so that is the, oh, what the hell is the name of it? Destabilized Dimensional Rip. I'm not gonna engage in this this HSE run. I just want to shoot this thing off at the center of Hive and just see what happens. So I'm going to go in there with that intent and nothing else. I'm not trying to complete the map. I just want to see, you know, how it does if I just shoot it at the middle of the map. Stu, how you doing? This might be a good time to get the Baran. Yeah, the Baran is definitely a good ship to grab for, but the trade on it, if I recall, is one that we regularly use, and the console's also decent for some tank builds. Waiting for this HSE to go in now, so just be a minute or two while it loads. The highest performing torp boats right now, the top one for that most of the records are being set in is the United Earth Defense Force vessel. That is a lockbox ship that came out later last year, or in the later part of last year. It's a very solid torp platform. Can also be used for tanking, but that's about as useful as it is. It's not a ship that your average player should go out and grab. It's a very niche ship. The Styx is a very good torp platform. The Malachowski, the Fleet one, is a very good torp platform. You know, just these 4-4 ships are really good torp platforms because they're also mine boats. All of the high-end torp builds run mines.
Join us. Become one with us.
Warning, ship is under attack.
I messed up where I put that, but that was interesting. That tac cube's back already. The Legendary Odyssey does well, but it is a bit of a slower boat. So that did not go the way I pointed it, so I'm going to try that again here as soon as I am able to hit it. So another 15 seconds. These cubes are spinning quite a bit.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Core shield failing.
Like, it's interesting to watch because, you know, it just phases out whatever it hits.
Failing.
Like, but with the attack cubes, it doesn't last that long. Yeah, but the Adamant console, I still feel is going to be just nerfed, to be honest. Dwayne, the event, or the Mirror Strikewing Escort will still be an option in the event campaign. Because there's, you know, it's still in the lockboxes. It's still a lockbox ship. It's just that there's this additional option. It's like the ships that go in the MUDs bundles. Just because they're in a MUDs bundle doesn't mean that they are no longer, you know, in a lockbox or going to be an option in those event campaigns. It's still going to be there. So the highest performing torque boat right now, the records are all with, like I said, the United Earth Defense Vessel, which is often referred to as the Tooth. And I'll show you what that looks like. Universal Vank, that is a known issue and will be fixed tomorrow. So the 4 recommended mines, you're going to be running 2 of the fleet colony quantum mines with radius ×3, the Journer, the fleet colony tricobalt mines with radius ×3, and then the biomolecular photon mines from the Undine Reputation. So 2 quantums, 1 tricobalt, 1 photon. Those are that is the latest that we've been doing on the high-end builds. What's that? Red Cat, thank you for the sub. Very much appreciated. And I am running exploiters, but I would still recommend to most people to just continue running, you know, locators. In the runs that we were doing, I was seeing better results with the exploiters on with the rest of the build and how my traits were going in the runs, than my crit chance, things like that. Well, we've been doing this for about the last month. The mines haven't changed in about a month now. It's just, yeah. Red Cat, if you want to, I've got a build that I had put on the Adamant. If you want to look back at the VOD, I don't remember when it was, but I just tossed a scatter volley build on it basically. But the ship might work pretty well with rapid fire or, you know, a build like that. We got another 4 messages. Let me see what's going on here. Rob tried to call me. What's up, Rob? So Cryptic is going to do maintenance tomorrow to resolve the issue with the event campaign. But, you know, you're still not going to see your progress for today, so just keep that in mind. Let me see what's going on here. Stokes, you can definitely do that. Yeah, that'd be perfectly fine on the Lexington. And they do work on the Lexington. I tested that earlier. I had the damage console on. I did not have the haste one on, but the damage one did work on it, yes. Stu, you missed it. If you bought out the event right away, you could have sold the console on the exchange. Because they managed to do that one again. Sorry, just checking some messages here. Yeah, who would buy it? That's a good question. They were up there at like 500 mil, but you know, someone's gonna buy it. Okay, so what else did I get on this character when I got the pack earlier? I got the T6 coupon. And I got... what else? The experimental ship upgrade token, okay. Yeah, let me see if there's still any posted up on the exchange. Nope, they're gone. I'm not too worried. This event's going to be fairly easy to do, so I need to get my dailies done. So I am going to what else? Was there ground stuff in this pack? There was, wasn't there? If I go back, I know there's like an outfit, right? What was then under any of these categories? 12th. There it is. So I've went over the space stuff, exclusive to pack, Inquisitor uniform. I don't really do a ton with the outfits. I mean, you probably saw that looking at my character. So there is a couple of outfits, but I think they're all like Fed exclusive. Unfortunately, my character is ROM. I need to go over to Kabali quick. Need to get some Tetrion damage done on ground. So what Tetrion weapon do I have? Is there any other questions or anything about the pack? You know, does anyone have anything they want to ask about any of the ships, consoles, traits, whatever? The traits are all very underwhelming. The consoles, you know, there's a couple interesting ones, but there's some issues that got to be worked out. The Odyssey console, I don't know how effective that's going to be. That one's going to require a bit more testing to compare to other consoles, but I don't know if it's going to do enough damage to be good. Just getting this Tetrion damage done quick on the Kabali battle zone. I generally find Kabali's a nice, easy place to get the ground damage stuff done. Just walk around and shoot a couple of them. The tort pod on the Audi being as big as the Defiant, yeah, it is a bit large, I will say. Yes, Triz. The adamant console's broken. The what's the name of it? The Cygnus console's a troll console, but I mean that was known. They even mentioned that on their stream yesterday. I don't know. The adamant one is the big one. Like the videos I've seen of it, it is busted. Which weapon is that? This is probably just a crafted split beam. Yeah. Whenever I'm just doing my ground endeavors, I have a split beam for the damage type, and that's easy enough to do damage with. Just craft it, it'll do fine. The mirror bridge interiors, I'm not aware of different interior for the ships. I could be wrong. It wasn't listed that there was going to be a new interior. So the chat box is getting in the way a little bit. Okay, I need to go do... or just go into Japori quick to get this harvest materials done. Lexington doesn't get access to the Odyssey Bridge. I'll check that out. I just need to go into Japori quick here twice just to get the harvest materials done. You ever want to know how to do these harvest material endeavors? You just go into a patrol, don't engage the enemy, just go through, do the harvest things, and then beam out, and then you go back in to one of them that you can fly up to in sector space, like Japori. The gun that I was using on the ground was just a crafted Tetrion split beam. Just gotta do that one more time and I'll have my very rare endeavor done. Yeah. The harvest endeavors are easy. You just gotta fly over and do them. Yeah, they're pretty easy to do. Yeah, Stu, I imagine it's just an oversight. You know, that does happen. And gosh, you're entirely correct there. You know, what release doesn't have an issue of some sort? And I mean, that was to be expected. Nick, I'll hop in voice chat with you. How's it going, Nick?
Supreme Fleet Leader!
Oh no. I am still streaming, so be careful with what you say.
I know. You don't like being called Supreme Fleet Leader?
No, that's fine. I'm just saying to make sure you don't say other things.
Yeah. I've been reading a lot of chatter in the last little while.
Yeah, I've had a lot of chat to keep up with minion messages everywhere, especially with the Adamant console being broken.
It's not registering the DPS, is it?
It is.
Oh.
The issue is that there is a specific interaction that I don't want to exactly share on stream that, if done, will literally insta-kill everything within 5 kilometers. So, for obvious reasons, not sharing that one on stream.
No.
If Nick is a bit loud, let me know. He's, sounds like he's on a bus right now.
Yeah. I'll be going in a minute anyway, or two. I just thought I'd say good day.
Gotcha. Stokes, I did a normal tort build on the Trailblazer. It was really slow in Argala. I was messing up, and the infected I did, Ranger let me die, and it was a terrible run. The run didn't happen. Okay.
Ranger as in Ranger?
Yes.
Oh. Does Ranger want to come back and do DPS?
I don't know.
But you're the Supreme Fleet Leader. You're supposed to know all.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't talked to him a ton. Nah, it's another... It's different. I just don't want to go into that type of info on stream, Mark, and cause that issue to be very apparent in queues.
Yes. Spencer is the master of breaking things.
Oh no. Nah, I didn't find it. Others did. So I want to check the bridges on the Lexington if I can get back to New Romulus.
Do they all have those unique bridges?
I don't know. That's what I'm gonna go check. I think Stu 1701 said that they don't have unique bridges, but I'm gonna go down just show on stream.
Sounds like a plan. I got this new $750,000 Volvo today.
Terrible. Going to the Lexington. Yeah, there's no unique interior, it looks like.
Terrible. Well, at least just check the Trailblazer.
I mean, it would have the same options. It's gonna have the Voyager interior.
Yeah, that one had the unique bridge in the mission, so it might get it.
Maybe. I mean, there is already a Voyager skin. I don't see a new one. But I'll check. Just for you, Nick.
Thank you.
Yes, Rob. I agree. Without Rob or Cables in their untanking for me, I'm gonna die. You mean that there isn't a bridge with a complimentary Terran first officer to stab you in the back? Yeah, I know. There's no unique bridge for the Trailblazer, Nick. It's just the normal Voyager skins. They all have access to the same interiors. Gotcha.
That's terrible. Sorry, I just muted because there's a big truck coming by. But that's terrible.
Yes. Let me catch up more on chat. Yeah, Stu, it doesn't have the mirror interior, sadly.
It is.
Yeah, I imagine they'll fix the bridges. Just give it time. I mean, we already know there's going to be a patch tomorrow because the event campaign progress isn't showing up. You now have a default brain in your head.
Terrible. Alright. Spring fleet leader. I have to go drive a bus, but I'm guessing you're going to be up for, you've only been up a couple hours?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to be streaming too much longer because my throat, as people can probably tell, is starting to give out because we're already 3 hours in. And I've tested all the new ships, you know. The Trailblazer console wasn't even really worth testing because it's worthless. I mean, it might have some use for some niche applications, but the Trailblazer console just isn't anything special.
Terrible. I shall chat with you and...
Sounds good, Nick. See you around.
Terrible. Bye-bye.
Bye. Gonna mute for a second, take a drink. Thank you, Triz. I agree, Stu. Them making new bridges, yeah, that definitely, like, they don't make a ton of new bridges anymore, do they? 12k Zen for the pack, and another 12k or more to buy the right bridges for the ship. Oof. Out of all the new ships, which one do I like the best? Ooh. It's going to be a tie between the Lexington and the Adamant, really, and I think the Adamant has more secondary benefits for me. The Lexington, don't get me wrong, I like the Lexington. It'll perform well, but I think I would probably personally have more fun with the Adamant. But, you know, I like the Defiant. So. Can the Lexington run the flagship technology console set? Yes. Yep, I have one of the consoles on right now. How would I feel about the Trailblazer if I didn't already have the Janeway? I mean, if I didn't have the Janeway, I'd be happy because it's a better Janeway. Like, in my opinion, the Trailblazer is a better version of the Janeway, so I mean, I have a Janeway. You know, I didn't spend real money for it, but I did spend $1 billion EC on it, or $1.5 billion, so I am a little annoyed at it, but it's whatever. When I do the min-max things, you know, I buy a lot of ships that I use for a little bit and then never use again. So it's nothing new for me. The Janeway was the top, or one of the top platforms for a little bit, but, you know, the ships always go in and out of what is the top, and that is the cost of trying to compete at that high level of, you know, on the tables, is you do burn through ships left and right. The best torp boat from the Zen store is going to be the Fleet Malachowski. The Fleet Malachowski, so this is the Clark in the Sea store. This came out in the later part of last year. I think maybe around August or somewhere around there. The Fleet Malachowski I have done just under 2.2 million with in a high-end run, so that's like 90% of what the record is right now. It's a very capable platform. It'll get the job done for someone setting up a torp boat. This ship will take them a really, really far into the like competitive DPS scene if they want. Like, my best run with the Fleet Malachowski was like 2,184,000, I think it was. Meanwhile, my best runs with the United Earth Defense Vessel, which is the top ship, are like in the mid 2-3 range. So you can still get really far with the Malachowski, and it's so much easier to obtain. So hopefully that answers your question, Mark. Michael, yeah, you cannot run both the quad phaser and agony quad phaser cans at the same time. It is one or the other. Is the new experimental weapon on the Adamant any good? General Spinobi, I didn't actually look at the parse for that, so let me see if I can find. Yeah, let me see if I can find that run from before. Okay, so like I don't have reference because I haven't taken in another ship with an experimental weapon into Argala recently, but in that Argala, the Terran repeating warhead launcher only did 4.2k. My immolating phaser lance did 3 times that, so I'm gonna just take a guess that the Terran repeating warhead launcher off the Adamant isn't that good. That would be my guess. General Spinobi. Mark, it's the Malachowski doesn't have the best mastery package, but it's the full commander. If you're doing a torp boat, having access to Concentrate Firepower 3 is a must. If you don't have Concentrate Firepower 3, you may as well not even be bothering with a torp boat on the ship, in my opinion. And you have Call Emergency Artillery 3 on the Malachowski, which is very powerful in those torp runs where there's people that are controlling things for you. Keep in mind, the torp builds much more so than any other build perform massively better in environments where your team is controlling the entities on the map for you. Yes, Stu, they did add that to the set. And yes, Mark, it is a 4-4, which does help because you have the 4 main torps forward, and then you have the 4 mines aft that you would want. Parker, how you doing? So, back to the experimental weapon on the Adamant. Judging by that run, it didn't do too well. Let me see. How did it do in the Infected afterwards? I mean, it was a really bad infected, don't get me wrong. I don't know. I don't think that's going to be that crazy. The Terran repeating warhead launcher, the experimental weapon off the Adamant, did just under 13k in an infected run, infected advanced, where I did 300k. I mean, it wasn't the best run ever, but whatever. Let me I don't think I have another parse though to compare that up to. Are any? Oh, do I? I might have my infected run from the other day on the mirror strike wing, so I could at least compare to that experimental. Yeah, it ain't looking too good for this the new Advent experimental. I mean, albeit my DPS was a fair bit higher in this run, but you know, that was a matter of my positioning with the cannons, and that was so 55 seconds of combat time versus 55 seconds. Yeah, I think we could say that the Adamant experimental weapon is probably not that great. Yeah, that's an issue too with the experimental weapons. Is it's hard to say to people, you know, what experimental weapons, you know, are going to perform well or not. You know, we can't tell you based on the wording in the blogs, because we've had a lot of them where when they advertise them, they look to be really good, but then when we get them in our hands, they're terrible, you know. And there were a couple last year that we were really hopeful for. I can't remember the name of them all, but you know, we got it and it sucked. So I think that's the same case here for the Terran repeating warhead launcher. And that, when I did that run earlier, it was Mark 15 epic on that character that I tested that on, because I tested that on my character that's set up for energy weapons, and this is my character that is set up for torpedo things. So yeah, it's better, probably better than the hyper excited, but it's not the best. Yeah, I guess would be the correct way to word it. Okay, let's see here. Oh, I forgot I did my endeavors, so I get another perk point here. That's a very disappointing set of endeavors to choose from. Yeah, you wanted to. Yeah, I wish experimental weapons performed a bit better, but it's one of those things where I think Cryptic is scared to make them too powerful. Like, it's weird with Cryptic. In some ways, they're not scared of power creep, but in others, the way they act, I don't know. They just send mixed signals all the time. Let me pull the Adamant back out. So let me just toss all this crap back on this side ship, and I'll pull the Adamant back out and do another run with it. Okay. Where's that at? Is the stream being a bit choppy for people? Because it was giving me like a warning just now. I would just say, you know, when I look at this, welcome to Star Trek Online. This is the normal experience. The best hangar pets for torp boats are the Mir Universal Elite Shuttlecraft, which you can get from the Lexington or the Mir Strikewing Escort. So the two ships that have hangar bays in this bundle unlock that for you, so that is a very nice benefit. Sure, as I saw you said something, I'll check it here in a minute. Let me just get these traits sorted back out, because the game did what it does best. It scrambled everything because I dared to change ships. I'm going to save this to another loadout. And I want to test the Lexington console again in another run, so I'm going to slot that as soon as I can find wherever that is in my inventory. I may or may not have a few consoles. So I'm going to save 2 loadouts. There we go. I'm going to load into this infected, and my traits are going to be gone. The new Alliance fighters are definitely good too. Triz, the experimental weapon will help with your immersion, yes. You've noticed some choppiness while I was warping in? Okay. You know, I just realized too, am I at render scale 1? Yes, I am. Mark, even with that, it does this to me all the time. And here is my lovely adamant. The ship Taylor messed up a little bit earlier, and I just was like, I really like this. It's saved. It let me save with this, so I was like, oh, I'm keeping this. You know, it's a very unique look. I like it. -1 DPS, here we come. Yep, exactly, Triz. ISA. Let's see how bad my piloting is. It is a good looking ship, don't get me wrong. It just, the adamant does not mesh well with the other Defiant pieces. That is the only issue. Party on the left, business on the right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I agree, Parker. I'll probably do some like long duration testing between this version of the Defiant and the legendary one before I do my review video. I'll just go over, put up like an auto clicker over on the test server, run it through the test map. Just have a spam bar going basically, and just have that run for like 10-15 minutes, do it with each ship, see which ends up performing better. Gotcha, Stu. Well, I like this still. I don't, you know, I'm gonna keep that skin on the entire time I have this ship. Oh boy, I'm messing up my piloting left and right here. Don't show MB this run. Oh, don't show MB this transition. I'm in like such a fast-moving ship and I messed that up that bad. Oh. That was one of the longer infecteds I've been in a while. That was really rough on my part.
Sensors confirm that the
My piloting is just absolutely awful today, and I had tons of threat there, so I unfortunately I died. But it happens, you know. You go into pug runs, you're not going to have a tank. You know, you gotta have that survivability if you're going into pugs, and I very much did not have any survivability on this ship. But, you know, the mutated Defiant here, you know, it did well. It did very well. That was advanced. Yeah, go for the kill. I really should be using rapid fire on this ship. It's just scattered volley is more effective for content like that, and it's better to show people a build type that is easily achievable, because scatter volley you can do free to play. I mean, you get the trait for scatter volley, you know, from this KDF recruitment event if you don't want to spend $30 for it. Yeah, I'm in a ship that has much hull as a paper bag. I completely agree, Neo. Yeah, if you go into a pug run, you need to either have survivability slotted or, you know, someone to tank for you. Also, the chat window is really hard to read with how I have this set up, isn't it? I need to put like a black box behind the chat window so it isn't as hard to read, or at least it appears to be hard to read. The legendary, or the bug ship, I do still think is going to get a legendary version at some point. We have no legendary Jem'Hadar ships yet. So I think we're going to get one, which would mean account-wide go for the kill when that happens. I mean, of course, you could buy the Muds Deep Space Nine bundle whenever that's in the store and get, what is it, the Recon or Strike Way? Is it the Recon or Strike that's in the Muds bundle? It's the Recon, isn't it? Yeah. Rob, you didn't see my post in the DPS Discord, did ya? About uploads being paused because Cryptic released things in a very wonderful state. The console from the Adamant, the one that we've been, thinking, oh, this is going to be overpowered. Well, guess what? It ends up being it's overpowered to well, it's not even like overpowered. It's bugged. There's a specific interaction with it that just insta-kills everything. So uploads are paused. Let me check Discord here. Yeah, I really think still the legendary bug ship Maybe the next time the Dominion event, you know, the Dominion Jem'Hadar recruitment event rolls around, maybe we'll see one then. You know, maybe. I really hope to. I need to look at the numbers, but I think the Lexington console really, I don't think it's doing that good. I think it's the Adamant console that's the highlight of this bundle. Yeah, so the experimental weapon, yet again, did not do that great. Yeah. It's going to end up being with this Odyssey console, the multi-directional artillery barrage. I think it's a bit of a dud. I don't think we're going to end up using it. Goss, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you around. And Goss, I just saw your message on the Builds Discord. You're looking at doing a stream for Oscar. That's great. There's been a lot of people asking about it, so that'll be very much appreciated. Just checking some Discord channels. Is there any other questions, though, before I wrap this up? Because I do need to go get some food. I've been going for about 4 hours now. We've looked at all the ships at this point. And I think Augie is going to start his stream up here shortly, right? Let me see. Twitter, Augmented Dictator. Oh, he starts in 72 minutes, so there's still like an hour, but I'm not going to go for another hour. My throat's very dry. XGem, not much. There's going to be a patch to fix the issue with the event campaign where you're not seeing your progress. So they are going to fix that, but not really. Just chatting, wrapping things up. Oh, what builds will the Adamant console be best on? Oof. I think a lot of builds, any that have high single target damage performance, should do quite well. If you can, especially like a science build will even do well, because any damage you do to the primary target's going to be spread out, you know, and do even more damage to the secondary targets. So I think the Adamant console will benefit EPG builds, rapid fire builds, beam overload builds, torp builds. You know, these builds that have high single target damage potential. Fastest way to level up the ship, like Big Papa said, the patrols, you know, I usually just do Wanted on Elite, and one run of that will take a ship up to 5. Waldo, compared to other C-Store ships, how do they compare overall? These ships are honestly above most C-Store ships. Each of the ships in this bundle have stats comparable to promo or lockbox ships. So honestly, you're getting, you know, if you buy the bundle, you're getting basically 5 ships of lockbox or promo caliber, and you're getting a T6 coupon on it. So, you know, it's a very good bundle. Catch up here. Make sure there's nothing else I'm missing. It took me the full length of your stream just to build your Lexington. Yeah, I mean, take your time. I mean, that ship's named after you all. You know, I understand. Take your time, build that out, make it your flagship. Wizard Girl had a question, Rob said. Did I miss? Oh, between Graviton implosion charges and Voice of the Prophet. Sorry, so much chat going on between here and Discord. I'm missing some questions. Wizard, I don't have like an exact answer. Let me pull up an experiment. There's some post on Reddit. People have done testing on experimental weapons, and Voice of the Prophets looks like it might be the better performer. Let me check here. What was the other one you mentioned? Graviton, Implosion Charges, or Voice of the Prophets. Okay, where's Graviton on here? Yeah, Voice of the Prophets will perform higher, it looks like. So I'll drop this link in chat for you, Wizard, if you want to look at this further. Sorry I missed your question originally, and thank you, Rob, for pointing it out. Been a lot of chat to keep up on, as you can imagine. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this up. I think I've got most of the questions. If there's any I missed, feel free to just ask on, just send me a message, ask on my Discord or ask on the Builds Discord. The Builds Discord has a lot of people on it. So there's a lot of people that can help you out, more than just me. But, I am going to wrap this up. If you want to join the Builds Discord, the link is in the description. It's also on the screen now, Discord GG /STO builds. So yeah, just if you ever need help or just want to talk about things in the game, definitely check out that Discord. We've got over 1,400 people on there, and there's lots of people very experienced with the game that can help you out. But overall, my summary on the bundle, I think the only bundle that beats out this specific bundle is the 10th anniversary bundle. This bundle is very good for the value. The items in it are good. The ships are good. The consoles, some are good. Some maybe a bit trollish. The traits all suck. Except the Mirror Strikewing Escort one, of course. That one's good. But the 4 new mirror ships, really good value. Really good. If I only could get one, I'd probably get the Adamant. But the Lexington is also a very good ship. They're all good ships in their own way. But that is it for this stream. I'll be doing reviews of the ships over the next few days, starting with the Lexington, then the Adamant, and so on. So stay tuned for those. Thanks for stopping by, everyone, and make sure to check out Augie's stream in about an hour over on his YouTube channel. I'll drop the link in for his stream. He'll be doing his own testing, so make sure to check out his stream in about an hour and a half, where he'll be going over it from his point of view. And HP, Feel the Weight of Our Presence. Yeah, I'd say definitely give it a shot if you have a bunch of pets out. Okay, thanks everyone for stopping by.